So Joseph just said he picked up a K-31.
No, my brother did.
Or, sorry, his brother picked up a K-31. I have one as well. I've only put 10 rounds down the barrel, and I freaking love it.
Yeah. My brother got 5 off today. He picked it up, and they had the range open, so we went right out and shot 5 rounds off, and man, it's accurate out of the box, man.
Yeah. All right, so
Actually, here, I'll go get it and show you guys.
Caleb, here's a match down at Lamar that I am thinking about going to. It's about 2 hours away.
Is that where? What?
Here. That doesn't show much. Hold on. I'll get some. This is some range from, or some stages from a couple weeks ago. That'd be kind of cool.
I have my bandwidth turned down, so I can't see anything. It's alright.
Alright, never mind then. That's
Here
just,
we go.
Hey,
Here's the K-31.
you see me?
Yeah, here it is.
yeah.
One sec. Let me take up the box anyway.
This is my brother's K-31 there.
I think it's pretty fucking good.
Is that the walnut or beech wood?
This
it
is
a dark
a
or light?
beach stock.
It looks dark.
It's a beach stock, I believe.
Okay.
So let's go.
Yeah, he got it for 306, and he got 40 rounds of GP11.
That's pretty good.
In a sling.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal for that. It's shooting well right now, so. So, Foots, you have a K-31, right? How does yours shoot?
I only shot at 100 yards, but open sights, there were, I wasn't shooting off the best rest, so, I mean, I was probably like 2.5 inches, and that's all on me.
That's still a good group, man.
Yeah. I was sitting down on a shaky stool, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think it's so cool. That straight pull bolt action is just freaking, it's awesome.
We're just that one family.
But yeah, I'm pretty pissed. I'm gonna get some extreme bullets. Have you used those before, Foos?
I haven't, but I know people who have.
Yeah, but I just can't afford them right now. So freaking sucks. I'll still shoot mine in practice, but I was planning on switching anyways for a different bullet for matches. But I know I'm gonna buy some before now in the state match because I'm not gonna shoot mine at the state match.
A little bit of leading won't hurt you.
Oh no, this isn't a little.
Oh.
Like it's like you can see like.
How
Yeah.
many hours of cleaning are you gonna have to do on it?
Oh, not long. It won't be that bad. I mean, it'll take about 20 minutes maybe. I'll probably just put an ultrasonic cleaner and use that and take it out. Put lead remover in the bore, then scrub it with the copper brush. After that, I'll probably take care of it.
Still in the washer with the clothes. Oh, a little bump.
Yeah.
Actually, I still need to clean mine from this past weekend, from yesterday.
It just pisses me off. I've been shooting my own cast bullets for like almost a year now. I've never had this problem until now.
Shit, I had a problem. I went to the range on Saturday, man. No, I went on Friday, and I was shooting NATO. I was testing those True Glow TFO TFX sights right there, and I picked up 2 boxes at 9mm NATO what's that brand? SQI or ZQ. It's just
ZQI.
yeah, you see at Walmart.
Yeah.
Bought 2 boxes of that shit, and man, loaded those up first, and every other round, man, it was disabling my trigger. Man, I was like, what the fuck? Because this gun has not had any failures whatsoever. And then, so I went through 100 rounds, and it was happening frequently. I mean, I was like, I had to sit there, and you'd see like a light striker prime, not very, very faint striker mark on the primer, and but then I had to not only did I have to pull the bullet out, pull the magazine out, I had to cycle it like 2 times for everything to come back to order, so I could put the bullet back in or the rest of the magazine and shoot. Then it happened again like every couple rounds. So then I was like, you know what? I have this other ammo I didn't want to shoot today, but let me put it in there. 115 Perfecta basic ammo, not NATO. I had no problems with the whole 100 rounds through that box, those 2 boxes. And what it is the NATO rounds. Sometimes different manufacturers, the primers are seated. They're a little bit harder, the way they're seated depending on the gun. Yeah, I think that's what it was, because obviously with the standard ammunition, 115 grain, I had no problems shooting 100 rounds through it.
Yeah, some NATO stuff has really hard primers.
Mm.
Where some striker fires won't light it off. I have noticed that.
That's the first time I ever see that. Now I was like, man, you talked about that old little, myth, or not myth, but definitely advice of you running a run through whatever ammunition you're going to run through it, and make sure your gun's functional. And to see it feel like that was very disturbing.
Yep.
I noticed at the last range trip I had that I was having a similar problem with Freedom munitions, just like Dano mentioned.
I've had my buddy Murphy had similar issues, but it was extraction.
Yeah. Yeah, I have about like 1,200 rounds of it, and so I've been shooting a lot of that lately, and I've been having some problems with it extracting.
Yeah, with primers, because the reloading and shooting sports and everything, a lot of people use Federal primers because they are soft, and you can have weaker springs, which then makes the trigger lighter. So a lot of people in competition do use Federal primers, and CCI is the next softest, and I heard it's Winchester and Remington.
I mostly use CCI when I'm hand loading.
Oh yeah, I use nothing but CCI.
Federal sophist? I didn't know that.
That's what I've heard.
I don't even think I have any Federal primer. I've ever used Federal primers.
A lot of the GMs and stuff that I shoot with, they use Federal primers. And that one guy that I told you that shoots for Wilson Combat, Wilson only uses Federal.
Winchester NATO rounds in the past, but that was out of my SIG SP2022, which was a hammer firing pin.
Yeah, well, some of the open guns, it doesn't matter. Freaking that hammer, it's gonna set off anything pretty much. A lot of them use rifle primers too, especially if they're using like a high powder charge, which they usually are.
Yeah. Which hammer guns have a harder. The firing pin hits the primer harder because they have a lot of mass. A lot harder, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's another thing is a lot of people do use rifle primers when they start getting into major power factors because you can start, it's higher pressure to start off with and push your bullet faster.
I have all the original springs. The only thing I changed out, those also concerning to me. The only thing I changed out was that what's called a trigger bar. I changed it out to a Ghost Edge 2.5 on that gun, and I was concerned. I was like, maybe it's starting to fail. But then I put back the other ammunition, standard range ammo stuff, and not a single hiccup. Weird.
I've never had any issues with any primer in any of my guns. Of course, I don't go out and I don't buy a whole bunch of 9mm. So
I can't use Magnum prime. If you're using lighter striker spring, like striker fired gun, you don't want to use Magnum primers because you'll get. I mean, you can get them
Light
to
strikes.
ignite. Yeah, you can get them to ignite pretty reliably, but there's still it's still possible. Like I freaking changed mine. I was shooting Magnum primers 2 weeks ago in a match, and because it was so freaking cold, like on the first stage, I had 2 light strikes because when I had shot the gun before in the week, it had been nice and hot, and then it got cold and the oil inside the gun just everything got slower and it didn't set them off, a couple of them off.
Yep.
So
Because you're so damn skinny. That's good.
Hey, don't
So-
talk about the skinny guys like that.
Yeah, I think it goes small pistol, pistol magnum, rifle magnum, and harness.
Isn't there a small rifle?
yeah, there is. There's small and large in both, and there's Magnum and non-Magnum in both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean small pistol, small pistol magnum.
Large pistol, large pistol. Magnum. There's 4 in each.
Oh,
There's 8
yeah.
different primer. There's 8 different primer types. Actually,
Yeah.
there's more than that. You have 8. You have those 8. Then you have the shotgun primers, and then you have 50 BMG primers.
Yeah.
There's
And
a-
then if you're over in Europe, Berdan.
yeah, but that's like all the
Pain in the ass.
small arms primers.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking gas this weekend was awesome. When I went to the range, I went to a local range to go do that test on the sites, and $2 a gallon.
Yeah, it's 216 here.
For gas, yeah, it's like 210 here.
Well, the average is like 229. Like, because where I live, I don't live like in a rich part of town, but it's middle class. So they raised the price on that part, so it's like 229 if I go to the local gas station here. But I was over by.
Fuck all you guys.
So again,
Fuck all you guys.
there you go. How much is it a liter again?
Yeah, it's $1 a liter.
Yeah, here in Vegas, it's still like $2.50.
I like it.
So what is it like? Is it 4 liters to a gallon?
3.7 or 3.8. So we're paying like 3.75 per liter. Per gallon, sorry.
Cost of living in the common lands, just
Yeah, well, we have some benefits.
beer is expensive, smoke not through the roof.
We got a bunch of cheap once fired Mosin Nagant brass today at the gun show.
What's your prostitutes?
Oh, we don't have dudes that.
That's Toronto. I'm sorry.
What sort of satanic hell lord do you just walk out of, son? Toronto?
So they call it what they call it, Hogtown.
I don't want to know what they call it. They call it Toronto. Stay the fuck out.
Where the McKinsey brothers are from.
What was that, Edge?
That's where the McKinsey brothers are from. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. The site's isn't working out really well. Video on there. I mean, they're basically the same as the Sugarloaf TFOs. They're just more. The housing's more aggressive, and they're more resilient to chemicals as far as like cleaning solvents, as well as the front sight has that white little film around the front sight to give you kind of an offset for quick acquisition.
Yeah, I still like my fiber front and blacked out rear.
Yeah, see, that's popular. That's one thing is a lot of people say that they want to carry that. That's what they call combat sights. You know, blacked out with painted or fiber optic front.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, for combat sight, I don't do that. My carry is a 3-dot, or I have one that's a 3-dot and has the tritium inserts in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same way. I have Trijicon HDs for carry, and then the blacked out rear and red fiber optic for my Glock 34.
Yeah, because I've already had one one fiber optic pop out as I was shooting. I don't want that to happen in life or death situation. But if it does, you can still use it because the fiber is out there, but the hole of where it was at is still there. So you can just concentrate on that. But as far as my carry gun stuff like that, I don't have fiber on there.
I bought a sight push off eBay for like $50, and man, it worked well. I was really happy with it. And it comes with a multitude of adapters, different pistols.
That's cool. Because
putting it down instead of paying a spec to do it, pretty cool.
Yeah, I've looked into those for a while, and everyone I found that looked like any kind of quality was $100 or more, and I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Still the same, but this one was $50. I did, you basically use a socket to turn it.
Okay.
But it all works great, man. It was really neat. The only thing is sometimes when you're really trying to like this one I was trying to measure it with a caliper on both sides to get it like within 0.3 or 0.4, and I was able to, but it was a pain in the ass. I'm like, okay, you fucking go and like you give it like a half a turn. All right, I'm 0.2 on this side, I'm 0.4 on this side, and then you're working it back and forth. That was the only thing. But just, it's a matter of it fine tuning. You can always use a wrench, I guess, at the back end, crescent wrench or something to get a more precise turns on it.
Yeah, what I did for whenever I got my first M&P, the front sight was all the way to the left, so I tapped that over into the middle, and then what I do is I just use my rear sight if I need to adjust slightly, because it's a lot easier to push. So yeah, I just get my front sight kind of there, and then my rear.
I would assume on something like the Ruger Vaquero where you can't move the sights, it must be a pain in the ass if you get one that's slightly off.
I wouldn't even know what to do. That'd be if it was consistently off and you could like prove that it's off, I'd send it back.
The blade sights on the front you can typically mess with a little bit.
Yeah, but if it's too high or too low, you'd probably have to file the sight or send it back if it's shooting too low, right?
Yeah, but if it's too high and you take a little too much off and you send it back, they won't do anything. I would if I ever get a gun with fixed sights to where it's actually into the frame or welded onto it and the sights are off and consistently off, I would send it back to the manufacturer.
I only bring it up because I was shooting a Ruger Vaquero today. It's dead on, but it'd be a pain in the ass if you were trying to fiddle with the sights, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would send it back because it would be a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah.
And you'd void any warranty or anything.
From what I understand, though, Ruger's not exactly the best when you send stuff back to them.
All
no,
right.
I've heard they're good. I mean, just the only thing I've heard is people that are like they want it right now. Like I want it tomorrow.
Well,
that's what they like. Give them the time to. They're a big company. A lot of mention they have a good amount of RMAs. They have to deal with some bullshit and some real.
Yeah, I mean the thing is whenever you send the gun off, it's going to go there and it's going to be worked. You're not going to go to the front of the class. You're going to stand in line and wait until everyone else is done, until it's your turn, then yours is going to get worked. It may be gone a couple of months. If you can't have a firearm gone a couple of months, get another one or something. I mean, you just can't expect it to be gone and back within a week.
Yeah, I sent my Para, the first gun I ever sent in for service, and it took almost 3 months to get it back. The other one that took a long time was my Citadel, when I needed to get the feed ramp fixed and the throat polished and cut properly. When I sent it in, my gun got stuck in the middle of a knotted by the ATF warehouse. So they had to count every freaking arm that they had, and my gun was part of that. So it took almost about 2 months to get it back.
Whenever I sent my Remington 700 in, it took about 2.5 months to get it back.
What did you have to send your 700 in for?
Trigger. It
Oh,
was
okay.
part of the recall.
Yeah, I upgraded to the 510 just to avoid all that. The Timney.
Yeah, why didn't you send it in? Why don't you just buy one, a Timney or something?
Yeah, I just
We're
wanted
not
to
even worried about it. I mean, a lot of people weren't even having that problem. It was only when they were messing around with it that it happened. Well, wasn't it something with some of the glue or something they were using, or some kind of
I'm not sure.
red tightener? I forget what it was that was
I
missing.
just sent it back just in case.
Yeah, it was free, right? So why not? I guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
They went and they're like, okay, do you have a box? Yes, I have the original box that came in. They're like, okay, if you didn't, they were gonna FedEx me a box or UPS me a box,
wow.
and then also send me a label and to send it back to them if I didn't have the original box, and I did. So I just took everything off of it, sent it back, and they cleaned it and sent it back to me.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Little dimples on the casing there, on the
around
neck.
the neck. Yep, that's no problem.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I just picked up a.
Yeah.
Once the guys had it in a margarine container for $1, so I picked it up, and it's just a little bit concerning, you know.
Yeah. He sized it, and
Sized it?
No, he probably full length sized. And what that is whenever you use lube to size those neck cases,
Oh, they're
those neck rounds. Yes.
Okay. I've never
And the
seen
first time you fire it, you'll fire form your chamber and push them out.
Okay, so I'm not sure if they were fired yet, though.
Well, still, if you size it,
I'll size
it can
them.
happen.
Okay.
Now, those little lube dimples are no big deal. If it's like a third of the neck is like that, then I wouldn't fire it. Third or more.
Well, it's not very much. There's only like 1 or 2 on each of them. This one has a bigger one. Here, I'll turn the one has a slightly larger one.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
That
No?
that
I don't worry about that at all.
that perfect ammunition that I like shooting. It's inexpensive brass. It seems like there's like the case hardening look to the brass, like it's been annealed. That's weird for 9mm. I've seen that on 5.56.
Yeah, I've never seen it on 9mm or any straight weld case.
Well, while we're on 9mm, I finally shot a SIG P226 today.
You feel like a man.
Pardon me?
You feel like a man when you're done.
For shooting 9mm?
Yeah.
I'm probably you could pick up a 40 or 45 just to shake it off of him.
Yeah, I'm actually not a fan of the SIGs. A friend of mine has a P229, and the way I shoot, my thumb always depresses on the slide stop. So
I didn't have that problem, but I think it's slightly overrated, the 226, now that I've shot it.
I've only shot one SIG, and it was a 40 caliber, and it was really, really flippy. The muzzle was really high bore axis. I didn't like it.
yep, this is a 40. It's 229 is their compact.
But the one I shot,
I didn't have any problem with the bore axis, but
apparently the one I shot, I was talking to people who shot a few of them, and they said, yeah, that was one of the lower grade ones, and like some of the better models that are more well made, the ones that aren't and the ones that aren't all polymer. Well, they're all polymer, right? Frames.
Well, they don't sell a lot of 226 aluminum
Okay.
with a steel slide. But whenever you look on like CDNN, the ones that they have on sale, like your 226 or whatever model, the ones that are always on sale, like almost a couple $100 off, are the 40 caliber. Didn't you ever see the 9mm on sale? Because the 9mm, are pretty sweet.
That's what I've heard too. I've never shot one 9.
I mean,
it was accurate and it ran well, just
Have you guys ever seen a SIG from their Master Shop?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they make awesome guns. I mean, people. The only thing I've heard from people say is that since they got on to Exeter, New Hampshire, they're cutting the cost. Um, the price hasn't gone down significantly, but I've heard a lot of people say the quality on them SIG. I don't know.
Yeah, this lady brought in one of my customers. She brought in it was a one from their Master Shop, and the whole SIG was like a pinkish red color with gold accents, and it's kind of like Yankees X whatever he has X5 or whatever it is. But yeah, it was crazy. It was pink and gold and all tricked out.
I like SIGs. The one I had, well, I bought it when it first came out, SP 2022. It was an awesome pistol. I had no problems with it. The only thing was the magazines were expensive, but other than that, it was a solid shooter. There are other models. I still want to get for the collection is a 220, 45 single stack, and that's one I just want for the collection down the road. But I got no complaints about them for the most part.
Yeah, if this one SIG that I shot is any representation of any other SIGs, I'm not a fan of them. I just don't like how. I mean, they shoot just fine. It's accurate. I just don't like where that slide stop is.
Yeah, that 220 SP22 was one of the most accurate one of all the guns. I'm a decent shot. I'll hit center mass. I'm not gonna hit bullseyes all day, or you try, but you end up hitting center mass sometimes low left or left. But that's a pretty gun there.
That's
Canadian.
that looked like it just walked out of Toronto.
Yeah, she was a I guess you could call her a working girl here in Vegas. She had one of those and a Wilson Combat 1911.
Shit, no one's gonna talk now? Okay, well, Foos, when it comes to those the loop grooves inside of this casing from sizing it, I mean that's been sized and I don't need to worry about sizing it if it's deep primed.
I would always run it through a sizer, just because you just never know. I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying because it's already been sized and it still has the dimples in there. If it was shot, it would have expanded the dimples out, correct?
Correct, but I would still run it through it again because you just don't know. I would always run a new to me piece of brass through a sizer if you're going to reload. That or stick it in your chamber. If it fits in your chamber and you could lock the bolt, I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I still have some that are primed, so they haven't been sized. There's a couple that have the primers knocked out, but what happened was this fella that owned them passed away, and it was his wife and his brother-in-law selling them. So they don't know the story. I also picked up a bunch of cheap 308 once-fireds.
Did he pass away shooting them?
Pardon me?
Did he pass away shooting them?
No, I have no idea how he passed away. I also got 115 once-fired 308 casings for $10.
Wow.
Here. Put that. So I got one bag here and I got another bag of 50 here. So I'll be loading some. It's mostly federal. Anything new with you guys?
I had a hell of an Easter.
Why, what the fuck happened?
That was a good barbecue.
Too cold up here for a barbecue. We're still getting snow.
It's been pretty cold before, and remember after Christmas, and we still did a barbecue. And we're like, yeah, we're going to fire up the grill, putting a couple coats on, and we'll go outside and cook. It was like 30 degrees, man.
Yeah, but most people are kind of sick of the cold by now, so we don't exactly want to stay out there.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to that Young Guns chat tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna try to have it, and well, Jacob didn't know he was gonna be here. He thought he wasn't coming, and we didn't really have a set topic, so it was really kind of
Blew it, kid.
not very much participation with it being Easter and stuff too, I guess. So
Screw the pooch. 7.
yeah, well, I'm not the only host, so
Yeah, my bad.
Now you're trying to pawn it off on somebody. There you go.
what's that?
Now you're trying to pawn it off on somebody. It's not my fault.
For reloading for the Mosin Nagant, I was looking at possibly loading some 180 grain Sierra Pro Hunters, I think they are. The soft point ones, and I was thinking of putting it behind some Vargat. Do you guys have any experience loading for the Mosin?
Fuse does that.
I wouldn't unless you're, unless you're trying to get some specific rounds. I just go without surplus ammo. Or,
No, for hunting rounds.
no, yeah.
I'm looking to take it out bear hunting this fall.
Last time I bought some of the Tula makes 7.62 by 54.
Yeah, is it the 203 grain stuff?
I don't remember. I just bought it on the bottle.
Yeah, we get up here. We get MFS cheap 203 grain soft point, but I'm looking to load this because the 203 grain's okay, but it's not the greatest in the accuracy department. I mean, it'll hit a bear. It'll hit a bear in the vitals at 100 yards, but
Yeah, it's like loading Swiss K31 ammo, 7.5 by 55 Swiss. As long as you can get a decent deal on surplus ammo, I just keep buying that because you're not going to get close to it when reloading unless you just want to practice.
well, the reason that I reload is for hunting because I don't know where you guys live, but up here we can't use full metal jacket for hunting. It has to be soft point.
I hear you.
So if I, like my brother, if he wants to go out hunting with his K31 there, it takes 308 heads from what I've read, so we'd have to load our own heads for it, but we're going to pick up some dies and stuff for it soon.
PPU makes soft point ammo. I have some, and that's what I have loaded in it. And
They also
also yeah, Hornady also makes a soft point, the Frontier ammo that they have. It's soft point for hunting.
Here, I'm going to look into that. If they have it for pretty inexpensive, just buy that and reload the brass afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I do. I keep all the brass in general, even though the other one's Burdan. And,
Yeah, you can pop it out with a hydraulic punch.
yeah, and or a little tool I've seen on a couple YouTube videos, and then buy Burdan primers, reload that shit. That's excellent. I mean, it's the best brass I've ever seen on any rifle cartridges. The stuff coming off that K31 GP11 ammo.
Yeah, the GP11 was shooting great for my brother today. We for $360 he got the K31, a sling, the magazine that came with it, and 40 rounds of GP11. So he went out and shot 10. Oh shit, they're out of stock.
Yeah, when I shoot that ammo, I'll usually shoot a box. I think it's a box of 10. Shoot like a box or two. It's about the usual 20 rounds I'll usually shoot, because after that, it beats you up a little bit.
Well, I'm not exactly recoil sensitive. Like I was shooting a 45-70 today, and I don't exactly mind the recoil too much.
I've shot a 45-70 and that didn't kick me. The Mosins have a little bit of snap to them, and then the K31 has a little more. I mean, if you're just shooting with the T-shirt, after like 10 or so rounds,
Oh, you're shooting with just a T-shirt, okay.
yeah, I'm not going out with like shooting a shooting shirt with a little pouch built into it or whatever.
Well, we're not shooting with that up. When we shoot, we usually head out with a jacket or a sweater on too.
Around these parts.
Can you guys hear me now?
Who is it? Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. I had some technical difficulties. I was trying to jump in on about 15 of those different topics, and my mic went dead.
No problem. What did you want to say?
Oh, I can't remember anymore.
Well, we were talking about for the Mosin Nagant for hunting, and then we got into the K31.
Yeah, I really want to reload for the K31. I'm going to take some pieces of brass and try to convert it into a Boxer Prime, just to see if I could.
Yeah, well, we have some once fires that we might do, but there's a couple places up here that are selling. They have GP11 and they also have some other stuff, some other ammo, some PPU.
Yeah, like the reason is I am going to keep on buying GP11 for it, but if I can convert it or shoot my own stuff, I'll shoot my own stuff and save the GP11 because you never know when that stuff's going to run out of being surplus. So
it's already running out up here.
Okay.
303 is easier to find than 7.5 by 55. Here, let's see what this place has.
Yeah, so that's one thing with all the surplus stuff. It's cool to keep shooting it, but it will run out one day. So.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm stocking up on a bunch of ammo for my Mosin, my SKS, and this. At the gun show today, a guy had a whole crate of 303 ammo that was surplus.
You're not going to have to worry about 7.62 by 39. That's not going to run out. They're going to keep producing that for 200 more years.
Yeah, I know they're going to keep producing, but my point is, right now ammo is 14 cents around here.
Holy crap.
So if I buy a bunch of metal tins of that, well, it's not going to be that cheap for years to come unless I hand load it.
That's also true. And really, hand loading's it's going to be more expensive.
We're not going to be shooting metal bullets in 200 years. We're going to be shooting laser bullets. Well, we won't. We'll all be dead, but...
Hey, you never know. Immortality is a thing, possibly. We'll hope.
Or just a really extended long life.
Yeah. Actually, they'll just pull a couple of our brains out and transplant them.
That's an interesting question. If you transport someone, if you take the memories from a brain and put it into something else, is that them or is it a different person?
It's a different person.
Well, it would be, but it would have all of your emotions, memories, everything.
Yeah, but it doesn't have your body. For me, a person, it's body, mind.
Characteristics?
It's everything.
Alright, so I have a question. With the evolution of guns, where do you think the evolution of shooting sports is going to go?
I hope 3-gun becomes more of a popular thing.
Same here.
Oh, it's already pretty big.
Yeah, but I mean, what's beyond 3-gun? You think we'll see more long-range stuff put into that as well with bolt actions, or?
Possibly.
No, there's already a longer range precision, and I mean, and 3-gun, Caleb, correct me if I'm wrong, but can go out to 400 or 500 yards.
Yeah, they can go pretty much as far as they want to.
So beyond 3-gun gets into your precision rifle. So.
And I think shooting sports are going to change quite a bit in the next few years, especially with the way the perception with the public firearms has changed.
Now something that I think would be cool is kind of a force on force.
Saying what I do with my daughter.
Like a paintball, but simunitions type
Oh
thing?
god, yeah, that would be so much fun. It's
Yes.
just so freaking expensive that no one can. It's hard to do it.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, we're setting up a shoot house. Well, not me, but there is one being set up in town. And that'll be pretty cool once that's all set up.
Yeah, and I mean, well, where, paintball and airsoft and all that stuff is, I could start seeing more of a defensive style, like, okay, you're in your car and you actually have humans attacking you, you know.
So you think it's
So
kind of like the military, how one side plays the op 4 and then you're just like running through different scenarios?
Yeah, I think that eventually we'll get to that. Trying to make it more and more and more realistic.
Yeah, I agree with what's his name? Joseph, I believe. I agree with what he's saying. I think we'll just see a more like, just become more popular. Like, imagine if we started seeing like USPSA and IDP on ESPN or something. I think that it could happen in the next maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. I'd be down for that because
A lot
I'm
of
not
that.
really huge into competition shooting, but I've already been asked to come out to some cowboy action matches around my area, and I'm looking to get into some other competition shooting, and I think it'd be great if it got further into the public eye.
A lot of the reason it's not already, because I mean, even though it's been around for like 30, 40 years, no, 30 years, I guess, USPSA is a lot of it's politics of the president and the people who run it, stuff like that, and the advertisement they do.
Mm-hmm. And because there's so many, it's not. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot. I mean, there's a ton of shooters, just like there's a ton of any other sport. But the stages only go for 6 to 40 seconds on a really long stage. It's going to be hard to have an ESPN type or shooting show type.
It wouldn't be live.
Yeah, it could be live with an all-day thing. I know, like, here in Vegas, we have, like, the $50,000 shootout and stuff.
Or it could be like the Olympics.
No, golf is all day thing and it's live. But yeah, I mean, showing it like the Olympics would be cool. Which the Outdoor Channel has some of that already.
Yeah, it's out there. I just want to see it more publicly known and more people watching it, right?
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm.
What if you guys could start doing, like, Google Hangouts, but your actual event is broadcasting, like, has the camera set up on a stage or is running a stage so people could just watch the live stream all day long?
I think
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
I think the short stages would add to the benefit of the short attention span nature of people these days. I think it would be a benefit, not a curse.
Agreed.
People can't
That's
sit
true.
down. People can't sit down for one baseball game because it's boring. I think the 6 to 40-second long, because then you'd be able to go through an entire string of people in in 15 minutes and show results and highlights could be. You could have a whole freaking somebody's whole like match as a highlight on ESPN.
Yeah, that's very right.
And they could cover it in like literally 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, rather than showing the highlights like they do a basketball game, they could show the freaking whole. The guy. If somebody shot a perfect whatever, they could show the whole thing.
They could show the whole stage. They could show like a championship match, and it would literally only take probably like 5 or 6 minutes to show all their stage runs.
For all the for the super squad, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it would only have to be
Well, even then,
popular.
with us, like the slowest I ever shoot a stage is like 30 seconds. Typically, that's usually how long it lasts. Usually, it's in the 20s. So
Usually.
I mean, that's 2 minutes at the or that's a minute for every 2 stages.
Yeah, but that's for you. If they want to go and kind of have like, oh, there's the top 45 people, that's hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely. You could definitely fill up a show with it.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely have to be here's stage 1, here's stage 2, and then actually maybe here's the run, and then hey, here's the picture of his shots because you see him running around shooting, well, you don't really see them
What he's hitting.
where he's hitting, yeah.
Well, they
Actually,
probably do the stats at the end of each stage. They probably post stats up like this many.
Yeah,
offensive
but also with modern like computer like you know, it's like what they did with hockey. Like, you know, you watch a hockey match from like 15 years ago, you can't now they can like enhance the puck. You can see the puck. Like before, you were not able to see that shit. You know, I mean, barely. But now
Well,
they can do or like football. You know, they can show. They can digitally lay things over the field so you can see where
yeah.
where they you know.
Well, so, something that'd be cool is as they're shooting, have like software or something to go and actually mark where the rounds hit the paper.
Or like
that'd be fun.
Or
like,
a visit shot target.
like pitching in baseball where they have they show where the ball they show the I don't know, sorry, I don't know baseball that well, sorry baseball fans, but you know how they show the where the balls and strikes and everything are landing in the box or whatever that fucking thing's called. I'm sorry, I only go to baseball games
Strike
to
zone?
drink beer.
Right?
Yeah, I think strike zone. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my baseball is basically going to the game to drink beer and not really watch the game, so that's my bad. But yeah, the strike zone, you know how they show where like each ball's hitting. They could have like a target in the corner of the screen showing where each shot's landing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And so it would be awesome if they actually, like on the right or left part of the screen, they actually had the timer and actually have their splits. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be really easy to do. They just have the timer that the RO is using linked back to a computer, and it syncs with some kind of
image.
software that puts it onto the screen.
I mean, if this was a big time, if this is big time like ESPN, they're not going to be using paper targets. They could have I've seen targets when in the past that like when the target hits the bullseye, it can go back to a computer screen and show exactly where the bullet hit in real time. Like you don't have to go down there and mark targets.
Yeah, so they have that with long range shooting.
Yeah,
so you don't have to walk down. Yes, you could have a bunch of those set up. That'd be awesome.
And for you drone guys, you could see like overhead view of the whole stage being ran at the same time, just a bunch of different camera angles. I think that'd be awesome.
I would just shoot at the drone. Fuck the stage.
Well, that's only if we get shotgun in there with us.
3-gun.
Yeah. 3-gun, shoot the drone.
Yeah, you won't be getting many sponsors after that.
That'd be super fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Say again?
That'd be super expensive.
We'll let Cork fund the drone, the drone part.
Pay it with her dues to the gun channels community.
No, those aren't drones. Those are paper airplanes.
Oh my gosh, this guy I shoot with, he's just talking about, he just started shooting USPSA. He literally bought like a Glock 35 like 3 weeks ago. Well, probably like a month and a half ago. And he just texts me, he's like, dude, this gun shop has an STI Edge for like 1600. I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, slow down.
He's trying to buy a skill rather than actually.
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, he's getting really excited. He already bought a press. I know. Yeah.
Well, you could try to buy points, and you can to a certain point, but then you just have to, have dry fire and range time. I mean, when I first started shooting USPSA in 2011, I got into it middle of the year, so like June, July, and I put 5,000 rounds in 2011. 2012, I think I put 15 or 16,000 rounds at the range, and basically the majority of them is I just went to the steel plate rack and went right down, just trying to get hitting those 8-inch steel targets, and just kept backing up, and trying to speed up, and that's all I did for 2 years.
It's 2012, the same year that you started reloading?
I started reloading in 2011.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that 12,000 rounds was with reloading.
Yes, there's no way I could afford that much. And that was reloading and casting.
Oh, yes, you're shooting for cheap.
Yeah, I bought my first gun, which in 2000. Well, not my first gun, but my first pistol for USPSA, which is in 1911, and I bought a box of 50, and then I bought a turret press, and then I bought a bunch of brass, a bunch of bought primers and powder and all that stuff. And after that first 50 rounds, I actually went out and bought projectiles, my first 1,000, and I started reloading. And then after that, I said, how can I do this cheaper? And that's when I got into casting. So I kind of went from having nothing to making as much as I can really quick. So,
Well, that's the way you gotta do it if you want to shoot a lot, I guess. Unless you're really rich.
yeah. Well, even there's some guys that there's one guy up in Springfield. He's a lawyer and he makes pretty good bank. He still reloads, but he buys jacketed points, jacketed and hollow points.
Yeah, that's what I would eventually like to do that. It's just.
But that jacketed hollow points, it's a full copper jacket, so you're paying that price, and then he's paying like 25 cents, 25 cents just for projectile.
Yeah, I guess if you got money, that's one thing, but honest to God, for especially target practice and even competition shooting at those distances, you're not going to improve accuracy. You're just at that point you're just spending money.
Mm-hmm.
The hollow points make it a little less smoky, or with the jacket on it anyway. You'll have
not if you use Rainier that are plated or fully coated. And
okay, coated lead, you mean?
Well, no, it's not coated lead. It's
Plated.
Copper plated. Yes, plated.
Plated.
Thank you.
Electrostatic.
Okay.
And they use extreme bullets if you ever shot those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything is. I mean, these plated bullets, it's a little thinner of copper jacket on it, but it'll stay on the bullet, and it's 100% complete.
Unless you're shooting open, you probably don't have to worry about it at all. Like, it's not gonna be an issue.
Well, even open, some open people are starting to shoot poly-coated bullets.
Yeah, and I guess that's just a preference to what you do, but realistically, as far as accuracy, it's not gonna matter. But the big thing about reloading, especially when you get into those open guns and even some of the limited guns, you pretty much have to load for that particular gun.
Yeah, for the STIs and stuff, you have to load them all.
STIs,
they won't feed. Like they load their 40 rounds to like 1.18, 1.17,
right.
whereas like a factory 40 is like 1.12.
Right. Well, Atlanta Arms and Ammo load some black box stuff that they're loading specifically for some of the most prevalent STIs on the circuit. But even at that point, you're still taking a chance. And so, like I said, ultimately, you've got to reload for your firearm, and that's where that's where having reloading is going to be beneficial not only for expense but to make your gun run.
Right. So for like Stone Guy and Caleb, if you could buy like one race gun, what gun would you buy?
Be an STI something probably. STI Edge. It depends. For limited, probably just STI Edge.
Yeah, there was one I just saw.
Order it from a custom shop, so it already comes with like a trigger job, sights, and everything. It pretty much runs.
And are those Infinity guns? Are they really worth that price? Because I mean, they are up there, like $10,000 guns.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those.
This
Anybody shoot one? I don't think.
Infinity.
Yeah.
They make I'm trying to think of the name of it, but they make a freaking awesome gun.
But is it worth the price tag? That's the thing to think about.
They're 25.
I always see that guy Jesse Tischhauser. He always posts those on Instagram, and he has some nice guns. Or at least posts nice guns.
I was my friend that I shoot with. He got his STI Edge for $2,300, and it like came, and that was from a custom shop, so it got a trigger job done on it, sights, everything was, I mean, made sure it fed, it ran, so pretty much all you had to do was get mags, and then that was it, and tune the mags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal for a brand new gun like that.
Well, I'm looking at their open guns right now. I'll show
Yeah, I
my
mean, you can
screen.
go ahead and figure, now you can go ahead and, anywhere between 25 and 35 is going to get you into a pretty.
So, man, why haven't you gotten a like a dedicated limited gun yet?
Well, I
mean,
do. My Glock.
You know what I mean? Like a one built for it.
I honestly, because I don't load, that's kind of the biggest issue. If I could find a limited gun that I knew
Would run without
factory ammo, that'd be one thing. But
yeah, because you get your ammo. You're sponsored, right, by who is it, Atlanta Arms or?
yeah, Atlanta Arms ammo.
Oh, that's cool.
So they just give you ammo for the matches, or?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have an allotment.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not like they just give you unlimited.
Right.
They have it allocated. You get a certain amount.
So how did they send that to you, or do you pick it up? I guess you pick it up locally.
I pick it up. Yeah, I just
So
pick it up.
you don't have to disclose all the details, but for aspiring shooters, what does it take to get sponsored? Like, what are the steps? What do you have to go through?
To be completely honest with you, it's just being in the right place at the right time and knowing the right people.
True.
Yeah.
That's how I fell into it. Like, honestly, I was shooting on the team I was shooting a match with the guy that owned Freedom Firearms. They're out of Alabama, and they sponsor quite a lot of shooters. And I was kind of shooting the shit with him, and I was like, I had a good match that day, and I said, so are you guys looking for anybody to fill a slot because that was in Alabama. I said, maybe in the Georgia southeast area. And he said, well, no, but, I've got a buddy that's has a spot open for some people. Let me talk to him. So it was one of those things, so he talked to someone who talked to someone, and then we ended up, there was about 6 of us that were shooting out of Autry's Armory, which is an indoor range, and Autry's kind of set in motion, like they were the one to I guess put the first money out there to get shirts. And so
is that where your shirt says on Autry's Armory?
Yeah, well, that's one of the sponsors. It's the actual team, I guess, would be the South Atlanta Practical Shooting.
Yeah.
So once you got a shirt and a platform for vendors and companies to start placing their logo on, then they're going to look at how you are as a competitor. Not necessarily, you don't have to be a master class shooter, but you got to be good enough to where people want to know what you're running, and you know what I mean? Like if you're a crappy shooter.
Right, so I mean, once you start placing and people start seeing you out at different matches, they're going to obviously talk to you.
Yeah, and they're shooting a lot too. I mean, there's still people who are sponsored who aren't even there's B-class shooters who are sponsored, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They just shoot a lot, and they're always...
Yeah, and that's what companies are looking for. They're looking for the exposure, so if you can go to a company and say, I'm not looking for much and I shoot, 4 matches a month.
Go local, go small, don't go big, go local.
Start out local, and then they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, shoot 4 matches a month. That's,
Stone Guy, have you ever shot with Gilbert Perez?
No, I'm bad with names. What's
He's limited, and he shot the match Saturday. He came in second place limited, but he shot limited and he shot 10-round magazines, but he still was in limited division. He did it for fun.
So he shot limited 10.
But he was shooting against limited. He registered limited and shot with 10-round magazines.
Huh.
Yeah.
He came in second.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, what the crap? But this is what's even funnier. You probably know Ashley Rourke, Stone Guy. She's probably like 16, 17, and she shoots limited minor. I think she's still shooting a Glock. I'm not sure. She's a 3-gun shooter is what she does, and she got a full ride from Taryn Butler, Taryn Tactical. They sent her a shotgun and a rifle. And she kicks every time she shoots, dude. She kicked all our butts. She came in first. There was 36 limited shooters. She was first place shooting limited minor.
Damn.
She doesn't drop points. I looked at her scores for Saturday. She shot 1D the whole day.
Yeah, I don't think I've shot. Well, I shoot. I know Casey Cochran. I shoot with quite a bit.
I've shot with I've shot another name. Is that a guy or a girl? I can't remember.
It's a girl.
Okay, I've seen the name.
Shooter. And then Katie Harris. I shoot with her a good bit. She's a 3-gun. She used to shoot for Noveski. Team Noveski. She got picked up with Noveski and got real good. She's primarily a 3-gunner, but she'll come out and smoke our ass on IPSC.
Yeah, that's why this girl is here who shoots minor, because they're gonna shoot the same caliber because they shoot 9mm 3-gun, so they just shoot 9mm and USPSA. She shot Ashley. She shot 93 A's, 16 Charlies, 1 Delta.
Yeah, well, that's all. I mean, if you're hitting alpha, you can shoot minor because it's not that big of a point differential.
There is no point differential if you hit all alphas.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you're hitting alpha, there's no difference now. You start pulling Charlie and Delta, then your point spread's different from minor to major. But if you can hit the A zone, you can shoot. There's a ton of guys that shoot minor and smoke all of us shooting major.
What about 40 minor? Do they shoot 40 minor? Or is it 9mm? Because you can shoot minor and you can shoot 40 caliber. And I've heard it's pretty soft. Like I've heard it's pretty comparable. Like sometimes it can be better than 9.
I don't know why you would want to do that there.
But I mean, it's gonna be probably less recoil. I mean, it's gonna be different recoil impulse. I mean.
Yeah, the guy I shoot with, he shot a 40 for a long time, and he shot a 40 minor.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was shooting 185 grain at real slow.
I guess that's why, because if his bullet coefficient, so he's able to shoot a heavier bullet with a lower lower feet per second and still make the minor power factor.
Yeah, he was moving his like 800 and some odd feet. I mean, 900.
Yeah, see, that's me. That's kind of a dick move. I don't like people that do that because it's you're only cheating yourself really.
Well,
at that point, you're gaming it so much that.
But you're within the rules. It is a game. Too.
Yeah, I don't think it's that problem. I don't think it's a problem. I would totally do it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it.
And the thing is yes, the bullet costs a little bit more, but he was able to use less powder and it offset.
Yeah, and the only thing is you gotta use a light recoil spring though to cycle it, because.
Right. And no, he used it in his M&P, stock M&P.
Really?
And it cycled, yeah.
See, like I'm already shooting like my major bullets I'm shooting now for power factor. It's already like 0.3 grains below the minimum powder listed.
Yeah, but I guess if you get into that, to me, I don't get into all that shit. I mean, what's the point? I mean, I guess if you just want to play around with that and be, loading and measuring and all that shit, but go out and learn to shoot. Don't fuck around with your loads and all these fancy gadgets. Go out and learn to shoot instead of fucking with your gun so much to
No shit, dude. I
have no problem with that. I shoot 122 to 124 grain bullet at 1,100 feet, and that's what I use in all my guns, and that's what I use.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, I just want to make sure it's higher. It's enough for power factor, no matter where I go in the country. If I do go north or colder climates, and I'll just run it. But talking about the STI guns, here's the lowest open gun I could see, and it's $2,900
That's not bad.
for a 38 Super 9mm. So, I mean, that's, and of course, if you really want to go up there, this one's sitting at
Does Brad, does he get sponsored by
37.
anybody? I've never seen him wear any logos or anything.
Oh, Brad. Talking about Carmen and Brad.
Yeah,
Can't think of his name. Brad. Yeah, he's a sponsored shooter.
Griffin.
Griffin. Yeah, he's sponsored.
He's fun to shoot with.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, I shot with him at Griffin last month, I guess it was. And I've shot with Carmen several times.
So, have you guys ever shot together?
Not yet. We'll be well. They're not having the Sunday. They're not shooting Sunday at state match. So when are you shooting it, Stone Guy? Or are you going to be able to shoot it?
Yeah, I don't know. What day? What's the dates again?
28th of August, I think.
Yeah, so I'd probably have to shoot that Saturday.
It'd either be Friday or Saturday. They're doing a full day Friday format, so it's gonna be like 12 people or whatever. How many people they're putting in a squad? Shoot all day Friday, and then half day format on Saturday. So there's gonna be an AM session and a PM session. You know, registration opens tomorrow. You got that link I sent you, right?
Yep.
At 8. So it's gonna fill up quick, I bet.
So the last check.
Heck, I wish I was an RO so I could work the match. I'd do it for work. I'd get to shoot for free.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's a $145 entry fee.
I think our area match.
Well, this isn't even an area match. This is a state match. The area match is this weekend, this Saturday, or this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I have no idea how much it is. It's about the same, I think.
I had an email because I qualified for ours, and it was, I think, $225.
Okay, and I'll be at NRA anyway. So.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, the NRA show is this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's bad planning.
That means
and the
Glock
same
43
shoot. What's that, Dan?
That means Glock 43 is on its way.
Who cares?
Pretty much.
Well, actually, I'm hoping that it's going to drive down the cost of the 42, and I might be able to pick one up used on a song and a dance.
I guess I don't know. I have a Glock 27 that I carry, and I don't have any problems carrying it, so I really could care less.
Well, the only time I have an issue is if I'm dressed in very, like a suit, or if I'm just that I carry a 26.
That's a good point. If you're in a suit, you want something flat so it doesn't print. That's that's a good point. I could see myself owning one, but I'm not going to run out.
Right. And
I'm not going to do cartwheels all the way to the gun store, you know.
The 42 is the only one that's.
You're breaking up pretty bad, Dano.
Am I still breaking up?
I don't know. You're not talking.
Okay. I'll jump out.
No, keep on talking. If you break up, we'll tell you.
Yeah, we don't know if you're not talking, or we don't know if you're breaking up if you're not talking.
But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
Damn, old age is hitting you hard, man.
You know what happened to me? Stone Guy, you shoot a Gen 3 Glock, right? Or Gen 4?
Yeah, Gen 3s. I don't like the 4s.
Well, I was shooting at a match this past Saturday, and twice, it happened in 2 different stages. On one of the stages, it happened twice. My freaking slide locked back on load magazine. I don't know if I hit the
Probably
slide
hit
lock
your
or not.
slide block, yeah.
I don't know.
That
But see,
happens to a lot of people.
I've been shooting that. It's the first time it's ever done that, ever, like, at all. And I was like, God, I don't know what it was. That's what's bothering me. Is I don't know if that's what it was or if something the gun did it, but it screwed me over.
What you get for fucking around with your Glock?
Hey, I didn't change it. It's still factory. The slide lock's still factory.
No, I'm talking about the slide lock. I'm talking about all the springs and shit that you change out.
What spring? I don't change, dude. All I have is the
Thought
same.
you switch your didn't you switch your recoil guide rod spring out?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
Sounds like user error to me.
Yeah.
Everyone.
No,
does
honestly,
that.
I do that to my I had an extended slide release on my 22, and I was constantly locking.
When you
it.
say extended, you mean this the Gen 4 one, or the one the Glock factory extended one, right?
Yeah, it's an extended.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a
Little
bubble.
lip. Yeah.
Right. Well, so I had that on there, and I was constantly locking that damn thing.
Well, see, I tried today. I was shooting today, and I tried to replicate it. Like I pushed my weak hand up as far as I could, and I could not get the lock back and live fire. The only way I could get lock back was like pushing up with my thumb directly.
Sounds like user error.
Well, it happens under recoil. At least mine, I figured out it was happening under recoil. And I had to take that extended slide release off. I went back to the factory slide release, and it hadn't happened again. On the
I'm
22.
guessing, I mean, that's the only reason that it would stop, right? I mean, the magazine wouldn't cause it. There's no way the magazine could cause it if it's loaded. So.
No, I mean, did you push your slide lock back down and it went back into battery? Or did you drop the mag and rack and all that shit?
One time, it did it back to back. Oh, okay, well, one time, the first time it did it, I think I dropped the slide, shot around, and it locked back again.
Yeah, your hands probably.
You're probably riding too high.
I guess so. I don't know. It's kind of weird that it just happened after I've shot, been shooting the gun for a year, but I'll probably just. Huh?
And it's probably not your support hand. It's probably the thumb on your trigger hand. If you.
Oh, that might be it. I see what you're saying.
Because if you've got a proper grip, both your thumbs are riding along the side of that slide or side of that frame.
Yeah.
And your trigger thumb will line right up with that slide release. And
you're right, because I'm doing it right now, and that's exactly where it's at. And what it did, well, my thumb actually, I think, rides above it. But what happened is it may have slipped down below it or something and caught it. I don't know, but I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna put the smaller one on there and just hopefully it won't happen again.
Right, because in competition you never really need that slide release.
No,
like if you're manipulating,
and you really shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't need to use it at all.
Right.
Yeah, I usually don't unless it just something goes completely screwy and you end up on a slide lock. Like that happened to me 2 weeks ago whenever I freaking my starting magazine. It was 19 rounds. No, there's 19 or 20 rounds first part of the stage. I was gonna have just enough, and I freaking ran out of ammo. I was 1 round short because my magazine wasn't loaded all the way.
Oh.
I was like, crap! I had to freaking stand reload. It's like, dadgummit. Stand reload shot.
Stand and reload suck.
It didn't cost me a whole lot because I was already moving. That was the last target in that array, anyways. I was about to move to the next. After that target, I would have reloaded anyways. It's just I had to reload, shoot, then move instead of shoot, reload on move to the next position. So I was like, well, that sucked. But I shot a heck of a lot faster yesterday. Like on the 2 stages where I didn't mess up my gun, I shot pretty quick. Came in 12th place on 2 of the stages, so that was kind of good.
Yeah, I was happy. I actually came first on 1 stage.
Nice. And you're talking division-wise, right?
No, I think
the whole match.
I'll have to look, but I think.
I stopped worrying about the overall results. I mean, I look at them, but I don't like really worry about them because you're not competing against those guys. You're competing against everybody in your division. So.
Right.
Oh, what was really nice too, I got to the range yesterday to pay for my entry fee, and I had a credit because apparently last time I was there I got 3rd place for C class. He's like, yeah, you got a $5 credit. I was like, what? I was like, I don't never help set up or anything right here at this match. It's like, I was like, what's it for? He's like, you got 3rd and something. I was like, oh, thanks. I got money back for my entry fee.
Yeah, it was for my
for production.
For production, yeah.
But
still,
all that matters.
But still, on that stage, I was still 2nd. So
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, and the person who beat me was open,
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
and it had 15 more points and was 3/1000ths of a second slower.
You were 3/1000 slower.
Yes, I was 3/1000ths slower and 15 points off.
Yeah, the
So I
points.
mean that's right, but still, I mean that's still rocking. And I did. That's one of the stages I don't have video on,
Yeah,
of course.
I did okay. Like, even with all that crap that happened to me, I still did decent. I would have been probably 3 or 4 positions higher if I wouldn't have my gun wouldn't have freaking slide locked. It caused me 2 mics because both times that happened, it was like there was still at the end of the stage, and I was like, by the time I fixed the freaking jam and engaged the still, it wouldn't be worth the time, so I just left it standing.
Yeah.
I was like, God, it's like really. Of course, if it goes wrong, it always goes wrong in a match. That's the way it works.
That
Everything
is
works
very true.
Everything works fine when you're practicing, and you get out on the range, and then something maps up.
Welcome to Murphy's Law, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a question for you guys. I've been listening to all y'all talk about it's USPSA, right?
Yes.
So what is the difference in open and limited? Is it just magazine capacity and the type of gun you can run, or is it targets? And because I don't know.
Open and limited are both race divisions, like race guns, but open is electronic sights and compensators and longer magazines. That's really the only 3 differences.
They get the one extension or whatever it is.
Limited you can run however long you want.
Yeah, but limited is not really considered a race gun thing because it's not optics. Really, the only thing that open is optics, and then unlimited. Well, to an extent, bigger magazine capacity than limited.
It's 140 mil or something, right?
Right.
Here you go. Here's a good
I
description.
got an echo from Stone. Does anybody else?
Yeah, I was getting it too.
Yeah.
Here's a good description of divisions. I just put it in the internal. I'll also put it in the external if anyone wants to look at it.
Yeah. So basically, any gun that you go out and buy at the store, 10 rounds, that's production. Revolvers, of course, revolver single stack is just that, single stack. You can do 45 or 40 or 9. It just has to be a single stack.
Put this way,
Usually
the
those are
limited and
nice.
open guns are the same guns, except one has an electronic sight and a compensator.
Yes.
And I mean the ammo is different, obviously, for
And
reasons.
yeah, and with production gun, you could change out the sights, you could change out stuff internally, but the exterior of the gun has to look factory.
You can put grip tape, right? But you
Yes,
can't, you can't do
you
anything
can't-
permanent. You can't like stipple it or anything like that.
So it's
no
like a
magazine.
3240, drop a 454 in, basically.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but you know, you can put grip tape. You can't change out the trigger.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't change out the actual trigger.
The shoe.
In what?
The production gun.
Oh no, you can't in production. You can use grip tape in production, but not. You can't
Right.
switch the trigger.
You can't switch. You can switch the trigger. It has to be on production approved list. Because there are production approved triggers out there.
Right. But it has to be anything factory.
Yeah, typically they're OEM parts that somebody has taken and modified to get the best performance out of, and still meets USPSA requirements, and so they approve it.
How do they check that? Is it just an honesty rating, or does everyone always break their guns down and it's like, all right, you're stock, you're stock?
Well, I
you're
mean,
not?
it's obvious when you see someone's trigger, but I don't know. I've never been to a really, really big match. But usually, even like at the area matches and stuff, that all they do is check magazine length and things like that.
It has to. Basically, what it is, it has to have a production. You can be able to order it from their catalog. Like my Shadow, I have. It actually has a CZ85 trigger on it. But since you could order it from their factory like that, it's perfectly legal.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people are getting pissed off about the production division because they allowed all these guns and they're like,
Hmm.
pretty much custom guns and custom guns and like production clothing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And they're really expensive. They cost as much that you can run them unlimited pretty much.
Are you talking about the Checkmate?
No, I'm talking about the CZ75 SPO1.
Okay, where does
Shadow.
the Checkmate fall into that then? That's not because it's
That's
a
an open
production
gun.
gun, but would it not fall into the production category?
Production is striker fired only.
No.
Or no, it's not. I'm
What?
sorry.
You could have hammer. You could have hammer.
There's no the rule is no single action. That's what it is. So no
So you can't
single
have
action.
1911?
Correct.
Right.
No 1911.
And double stack 1911s. Buddy of mine, he runs a para. He is in limited.
Production is like the most rules freaking ever. It's crazy. You look in the rule book and there's like
Yeah,
four or
just
five pages. There's like 4 or 5 pages of rules for production, and then for like everything else is like 1 page.
Right. But yet production has the most guns, and
it's cheaper.
There's a ton of rules, but yet there's a ton of loopholes as well. I mean, like the CZI shoot, it's basically a race gun.
Just not by definition.
Correct, because you can order it.
What division do holster restrictions come into play?
Production and single stack, I think, are the only 2.
Mm-hmm. Production and single stack, you have to have the entire, I think, basically the slide has to be covered.
Actually, on single stack, I don't think. In single stack, I don't think there is. I don't know. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, yeah, it has to be behind your hip bones. You're right. Yeah. And the thing is with production, I don't know if this is true with single stack, but with production, the back of the trigger guard has to be above your hip. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm talking about? So
back
like,
of the
Yeah, so you can't have like an offset for your holster or anything like that.
can you guys see my?
This can't be a drop leg.
Yeah, we can see yours.
You can see me right now live.
No.
No, you got a picture.
That's so
It's a picture
stupid.
of your back.
Why is it doing that? Every time I turn my camera on, that comes up. That's really weird. And Google's weird. Well, it's gonna show it.
Gun Channels wasn't letting me upload photos earlier, so.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's the back of the trigger guard. Pretty much is where your strong hand, your bird finger rides on the gun. I'm talking about right underneath the trigger guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part has to be above the belt, or whatever. It's not the hip, it's the belt, something like that. But anyways, yeah.
It can be below the belt because I have the Boss holster and it sits below, and it's approved to wherever you place it. It's good for production.
Maybe it's single stack because they were talking about it yesterday. That's why I remembered it. I think it's because both the guys talking about it were shooting single stacks. Maybe it's just single stack.
And it can't be more than 2 inches off your hip or 1.5 inches off your hip.
Yeah, it's 2 inches.
2 inches.
Yeah, pretty sure it's 2 inches.
So.
But then pretty much, yeah, limited and open. It's just like no rules on gear as long as there's no rules on gear pretty much as long as your magazines are legal length.
And whenever Caleb said hip, it's front of your hip bone.
Yeah, you'll see them riding them pretty far up, farther than you
it's
think.
like I keep my 3 o'clock because that's usually where I keep my carry gun. So I want to have the same draw. So if I'm sitting here practicing so much with this gun, I want to be able to jump back and forth without too much of a change.
Oh yeah, even
Muscular synapse.
Even my holster for limited is still on my hip. It's the most comfortable place to draw from, anyways. It's natural for your arm alignment and everything else.
Now, you're same with your magazines. Your magazines have to be front of your hip or back.
Yeah, see where my front mag, the one I reload from usually, my magazine holder is right in line with my zipper.
Well, on production, everything's got to be behind your hip.
Yeah.
Right.
In limited, you can put it wherever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
It's some guy
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Yeah. So basically, what it is, it's production. Everything has to be behind the front of your hip bones.
Right.
So, and like Caleb said, on limited or open or limited 10, you could have magazines wherever you want.
Yep.
So
I don't understand why they even have limited 10. I guess for the restricted states or something, but
It's
I
just
would
like
guess.
California class.
that's where all the sandbaggers and people hide at. You don't want to shoot.
So a question about magazines. I see a lot of you guys run your magazines slanted, especially like the ones like sitting over your body. Is that just for ergonomics? Like, is it easier
Yeah,
to
it's a lot
from it,
quicker
or
because
what?
you don't have to rotate your wrist as far to bring.
hmm
You don't have to think about it. The magazine's pointing straight down. You got to bring the because usually the bullets are facing to the ground.
Right.
So you got to bring it all the way around, pointing, facing the magwell. When it comes out sideways, it's already halfway there.
Yep.
You guys ever run magnets?
No, I've thought about getting one from Double. I've seen a lot of guys use them. It'd be nice to have them for like table starts and things like that, where all your magazines gotta be on the table or something. I don't even know if it freaking pick up my Glock magazines though. I mean, I guess there'd be enough. I guess there's enough steel in there to work on it.
Sure.
Well, it sucks if you had one that was so powerful you put a Glock magazine on there and it busted the tube. That'd be pretty funny.
It's a powerful ass magnet.
Whack! Crack! You go to shoot the gun and the magazine falls out the bottom of the gun. I've seen that happen before, but that wasn't. Actually, it was a Glock. I've seen an open Glock blow a magazine out the bottom of the magwell.
Yeah, so something with like you could have extended mag releases on these guns. You can do that. Especially, no, sorry, limited.
Oh,
and you really have to watch that because yesterday we had 2 stages that had a gun on the table.
Yeah, if you push down your gun and pick it up, it'll release the magazine.
Yep. The guy that actually runs our matches, he did that on because what we did, since there's only 4 bays, we do bay 2, 3, and 4 twice to have 7 stages. And bay 1, which is a classifier, had gun on the table, and he picked his gun up. He fired the first round, and his magazine dropped.
I've been there, done that.
It was just too heavy?
No, because when the gun's resting on the table, the magazine.
Oh, like you depress the mag release.
Yeah, when you grab it.
For right-handers, you just go and grab it, and you'll hit that mag release.
Yeah, unless you want to put the gun backwards from the way you're going to grab it, which is going to be so slow picking it up, it's going to be so awkward. So I'm never worried about it. I just scoop the gun, and it's never been a problem.
Well, no, he has a Glock 40. 10
millimeter?
No, sorry, a 40 caliber, same just like you.
Oh, 35.
35, yeah.
Yeah.
But he has a ridiculous long magazine release on it.
Have you seen mine?
He'll just grab it. No.
I can't turn my freaking camera on. Mine's pretty substantial, but I mean it's like most people can't use them because their hands are too big. I can use mine; it's fine. I've never had a problem with it.
Because you got gritty hands.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Exactly.
But that's the only thing I've really done. That and a magwell and grip tape is the only external modifications I've done to the gun.
Yeah. Unless you go like big race gun, you're not going to do a whole bunch of external stuff to it.
Yeah, like a lot of the guys will take their guns. They do this what they call silicone. I forget what it's called. Silicone something. Is how they do their grip, and they'll take it. It's like a paste, and they'll put it all over the grip, and they take the frame, and then they mask everything they don't want it to be on, and they take it and they cover the whole grip panels and everything with it, and they take it and roll it in like this silicone glass type stuff. It's like a powder, and it sticks to the gel that they put on their frame. It's like permanent sandpaper on your gun.
Mm-hmm. So your grip does not slip whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
cut into your hands pretty bad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not gonna move anywhere. I've never actually felt the gun with it before. I don't think I've seen it. That you can tell by looking at it. It's pretty grippy stuff. I mean,
yeah, it's very, very tacky.
Probably get grip tape equal to it, but
okay. I'm used to my FNX 45, and everyone thinks that thing's a shredder. So,
what does it have on it?
You ever seen an FNX 45 or any FNX?
Yeah, I have. I forget.
They basically
the stuff that Caleb is talking about is different, though. The FNX 45 does kind of shred your hands. The other stuff that he's talking about.
No, I know what he's talking about. But I'm just wondering how much more aggressive it truly is.
it's not really aggressive as it like grabs your hand, but it doesn't cut up your hand. I don't know how to explain it.
The FNX 45 is just
I
plastic.
know. Okay.
No, like when I first got my grip tape for my gun, like it would make my hands all dry and feel scratchy whenever I would use it. But now it's like I'm used to it. It's like nothing.
Callous.
Yeah, I guess so. You can't even. My hands don't look any different. But I guess it's just like on a micro level that I've gotten used to it.
Yep, I can tell you, as having played guitar for 20 plus years, you'll build up calluses and you won't even think about it.
Yeah, I just want to figure out what I'm gonna change this freaking slide lock though. That ticks me off. That happened.
Just Dremel it. Just
I'm
leave
hope-
the stick hanging out.
I'm hoping it was me doing it and not something else, because it'll be easy to switch to that part and then not to worry about it anymore. Switch it to the smaller factory. But
You're running a 9mm on your 40, correct? No. Yeah. Right.
no, I'm shooting 35.
Well, no, but you also have a 34 slide, don't you?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. There's a guy who had a 34 and
Mhm.
had a Lone Wolf 9mm conversion in it, and he was getting stovepipes so bad.
Wait, he was shooting 40 or 9,
9.
and he had a conversion barrel.
Yeah.
So that means he was shooting a Glock 35 with a conversion barrel. It was
Yes.
a 40.
Yes.
It was a 40 to 9 barrel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Maybe
And
he, had the right
he was
ejector
getting
or something. I don't know.
right. He didn't have
Yes.
the right ejector.
I don't know. I
And-
shot mine with the 40 ejector in it. That's fine.
That's
But
not
you-
the ejector, it's the actual plunger that goes behind it.
No, we're talking about not the extractor, the ejector, the piece the brass hits to throw
And
it out.
kicks
So
Oh,
it
I
yeah.
know what to go.
Right.
My brain didn't work there.
Well, he was also running factory Glock mags with factory Glock springs, and I told him about you, and you have Wolf springs in yours. It
Mhm.
helps kick it up a little higher. So I bet you, we were saying to fix it, you could do probably one of two things. One, swap out the ejectors, get all that new trigger housing, or get magazine springs, and he's gonna get a different ejector or a different housing.
How would the magazine springs help?
If you have that Wolf plus 10,
Yeah.
that means that there's more force on your round coming up. So as your empty case is coming out, the magazine is
that's
forcing
true.
the
Yeah, so
round
you'd
up
be-
higher.
You'd be using a stronger spring in the same size magazine tube.
Right.
Yeah. I just bought 3 of those plus 10 ones.
Yeah.
Or 10% ones, and I didn't need them because I thought they were the extended ones. Mine aren't. The ones that I use in my base pads aren't 10%. They're even longer. You can't buy them from Wolf. All the companies that sell base pads have to get them custom ordered. I was freaking
Really?
pissed. I ordered the extra 10% from Wolf, and I got them, and I took them out, and I compared them because I have 4 mags that run now that are built, and I compared the 10% springs to the ones that I have, and they're still like 2 coils short. I was like, Dad, gummit. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. So I put one in with the base pad, one with the 10%, and it still got like to 18 rounds, but it was so tight, 18 rounds. Whereas with the extended spring, I can load like 18 rounds by hand. I only have to use a little mag loader like on the last one. So I was like, well, that sucks. Now I was like, well, they'll be good for practice mags, or if I ever want to shoot production or something, I have them.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, oh well. It'd be nice if I got to the point where I had so many magazines I didn't have to reload for a whole match.
That
That'd be awesome.
would be crazy.
I got 100 mags.
It would
Well,
take about
well, no, for him, it'd be
Probably
16 at the most.
oh gosh, not even that many. Probably 10 or 12.
Well, no, I'm thinking for, if you have to do a reload on every stage, and there's 8
That's true.
stages.
So many.
Oh no,
loads.
we don't shoot 8 stages. We shoot 6. So
Well, then you'd only need 12
12, yeah.
at the most, because on limited and open, if there's a mag swap, it's only once.
hmm
Whereas production, if you shoot at a stationary position. As soon as you pick up your leg to move, swap mags. Same with single stack. So, and revolver.
Yeah, there's like mags everywhere on the ground. Like candy. It's like especially single stack shooters. Oh my gosh. That's what I said. There's 2 of them on our squad yesterday, and it's like magazine everywhere.
Yeah,
There's a reason guns evolved.
Yep. I have I have whenever I shoot, I have 1 in my gun and I have 5 on my belt. Do I ever need that 5th one? I've needed it once, and that's
Where's
because
that one at? Like in the middle of your back?
no. Hold on, I'll grab my belt real quick. It's sitting right next to me.
But the one time you needed it, it was there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What I did is they're fairly close together.
Are you on camera right now?
I will here in a second.
Okay, because I'm gonna say I can't see you yet.
All right. So here's my mag. Here's the front. My right hip. My left hip.
Dang, you got a big belt.
Well, I'm a fat ass.
Some of us are large sized.
It's just like compared to looking at yours, it's like a big loop. Mine's just like a little tiny coil.
Well, all of us can't be, 100.
You're wearing a C-clip?
So here's my first one, and it just comes all the way around. And what I did is I went and grabbed one of my mags, and my finger came around, and as I pulled up, my finger caught the mag right behind it, and I pulled 2, and that second one just flopped on the ground, so I had to go all the way to the back end. So.
I mean, you didn't catch your magazine in the air like a true operator? Come on, man.
No, they're disposable.
Right.
So, yeah, here's the Boss holster. So it's
Yeah, see, I go to the line with 2 magazines. When I get up there and I load my gun, by the time I load my gun, I have 1 magazine in the gun and two on my belt.
Yeah.
I
Is
should
that
be
a
carrying 3 on my belt, but
Safariland belt?
What?
What belt is that? Is that Safariland?
Double alpha.
I don't think Safariland makes a Velcro belt like that, do they?
I don't think so.
Oh, theirs is all that ELS, whatever. Safariland is great for like multiple platforms. Like I saw a lot of people in 3-gun use because you can attach all kinds of crap to them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
terribly much about the hip mountain stuff.
Yeah, this is a Blade Tech holster on a Boss holster hanger.
I do love Blade Tech.
Foos, what kind of base pads do you run?
Standard, just plastic ones.
They're
Oh, I
factory.
Yeah.
So
And I have a lot of
So when you switch
junk.
to your CZ,
I shot it this weekend. I switched.
did you? Oh, that's why you won that stage. That's why you won.
I shot pretty good. Well, I sent you that video.
Yeah, it was pretty. It looks like someone recorded on a potato. That's because you sent it through a message. That's not. That's okay. But talking about base pads production, the Terran Tactical makes some really nice. What is it? 126 for protection?
I don't know. I don't worry about it because I just run standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at those right now. They have a +0, and then they have a +3 or 4, and then a +5 and 6.
The Terran Tactical ones are the +0s are they're pretty nice. I have the same base pad, but I have the +4 and +5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them.
Those guys are like the premium magazine extensions, right?
Oh, you got them. You got Dawson Precision. Those are also great. And then you got Arredondo, which I think that's what Stone Guy uses. And then you got Taylor Freelance, which is like it's a custom shop kind of, and they do some pretty awesome ones. I've never used any of theirs, but I've heard great things. I'll pull up the link for their website. That's where I ordered my extra extended spring. Yeah, they pretty much have everything for USPSA there, especially for Glocks.
Yeah, it's something that if you get into USPSA hardcore, you could drop 2,000 pretty easily. But then again, you could just go out and if you get like M&P with a range pack, that'll work for you too at the very beginning. Just make sure you have enough for actually, if you want to with production, you could run with mags in your pocket the first little bit.
So yeah, here's the thing I was talking about with the springs. It says each floor plate comes with a custom wound Wolf or ISMI spring. You may have heard of the famed Wolf plus 10% springs. We used those for years before upgrading to even stronger spring wire in 2010. And so that's what I bought, the 10% ones, and I didn't know that they were custom now. It's like,
So
oh, great.
could you call Wolf and get the custom springs?
I guess, I don't know. They might make runs of them, I guess. I suppose you could, but it's cheaper for Taylor Freelance. They were $6 a piece, and from Wolf, the ones I bought, the 10% ones, were like 7 something. Like, dang, I was like, so I just bought 2 from Taylor.
Oh, no, I was thinking because, I mean, springs do wear out.
Oh yeah,
Granted,
I'll be replacing them again soon.
well, my M&P springs, I'm running these M&P mags. I've been running these same 5 or 6 mags the entire time I've shot my M&P, and that was like, I think it was 2.5 years in the mags, and they're still running strong.
Yeah, of course
they
you are
use
running.
very good spring steel.
Of course you're
But
running shorter springs, less tension, less rounds.
yeah, and I was about to say I only load them to 10.
Exactly, mine are loaded to 20
Right.
or 19. They're loaded to like full capacity every time.
Twice the freedom.
That's right. 2 times the fun. Spray, pray, shoot till you're happy. Spray and pray.
Of course. That's what limited is. It's your spray and pray guns.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Well, to an extent. It's not fun when you're shooting 5 rounds at one piece of steel.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a Texas Star, and the first time, whenever I won the stage on production, I cleaned it, and then the second time, I think I missed one.
I want to shoot. I want to shoot another Texas Star on my Glock because I've only shot one with the 40 caliber, and I left 2 of them on there because it was really far away, and that was before I had practiced. Still, like the past 2 times I've practiced, I've shot paper plates for steel targets. Been practicing. I'm pretty confident I can.
I've never seen one of those Texas Stars in person, but
They're fun. I like them.
What's even better is the Polish plate rack.
What's even better is the Texas Star that moves. The whole star moves itself.
It's like an Irish something.
well, that's what I meant. The star that moves around as you knock the target off.
Hold on, no. There's another one.
You're talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? Fuses at 3-gun nationals, or whatever.
What it is, there's a Texas Star over here and a Texas Star over here, and they're connected. And they hinge in the middle. So you start hitting this Texas Star, and this one gets lighter. So this one starts to spin and does this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they overlap though; they're not that far apart. And one of them is hardcover, and one of them's like, so one's painted black and one's painted white. You gotta shoot the white one, so the other one's just there to get in your way. It freaking sucked. They did it with a shotgun at 3-gun, I think it was shotgun, right?
I don't know, but I have seen them all painted white.
Oh yeah, that'd be it's 10 rounds at least.
Yep.
Oh, it'd probably be like 20 for me. I probably wouldn't even be able to shoot them all. Like I'd be like, just shoot a bunch and then say screw it and keep going. That way I wouldn't get any FTEs.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Since my understanding of the premise of USPSC is basically self-defense, how is the Texas Star apply to real life?
No, that's IDPA.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was IPSC as well, right?
IPSC and USPSA are very, very similar. That's where
Yes.
USPSA came from, is from IPSC. IPSC is international. There's not much of it left here. Like most people, there's not very many matches. Like they have the World Shoot and they have IPSC Nationals here in the U.S. But pretty much other than that, if you want to shoot IPSC, you're going out of the U.S.
I was like, is IPSC just like the big players, basically?
Not really. It's just a sport that you can shoot no matter where you're at, pretty much. It's not country centered, because USPSA stands for United States,
Yeah.
Whereas IPSC is International Practical Shooting something. I
Right.
forget, something like that.
Pistol Association. Or
So
no,
the
wait, no.
US
IPSC. No, I can't remember what it is.
So the U.S. PCA is not focused on not concealed carry, but carry defense.
No, USPSA is not. That's
The
IDPA.
motto for USPSA is power, speed, and accuracy. So those are the three things you are working on shooting whenever you're competing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because you want to be fast, you want to be accurate, and you have to have the right power factor to get points to win.
The only reason I ask is because, again, using that Texas Star as an example, I just can't in my mind figure out how that might be applicable to.
It's for when you're in the situation where you got a bunch of school kids running around and you gotta shoot the bad guy.
I mean, if you get attacked by a bunch of ninjas with guns.
Well, it
In all
teaches
reality,
you.
it's just hitting small targets that are freelance spinning. It's
Right,
target
and-
acquisition and prioritization.
Yep, and just teaching you that you do not have to have a perfect sight picture to hit. I mean, because you're out there and you're focusing on your front sight, and as soon as you see white come into view, you pop it. Because if you wait till you're in the middle of
By the
that,
time your brain reacts, you're gonna miss it.
you're gonna miss.
Yeah. Same thing with swingers. Like when you have a hidden swinger, they'll have like they'll have two 55-gallon drums, one on top of the other, and they'll have them, and they'll be in between them. They'll have a space, and so the swinger will swing through that space, and pretty much as soon as you see brown, you press the trigger.
Yep.
So you train yourself to the target.
Huh?
You train yourself to the target.
What do you mean?
You just understand how it works. Basically, it's not a normal target.
Oh no, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then with Texas Star, you can either shoot it two ways. You can ambush it, or with a swinger, you can shoot two ways. Where if it's an open swinger, where you can pretty much see it for like at least half of its swinging cycle, you can either ambush it or you can follow it. I always shoot ambush.
Well, it'd be the easier way.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. That was one positive from yesterday. There was two swingers. There was two swingers on one stage actually. One was in one position. One position was the swinger, and the next position you had there was another swinger. And I shot both of them. I didn't have any makeup shots. I shot them both on one swing, so I was pretty happy about that.
Oh, that's good.
And they had a pretty good presentation. It was like they were behind a barrel, and one side was a no shoot, so it swung out on the other side of the barrel. And shot it. So I think I shot like Alpha Delta and Charlie Delta or 2 Charlie. I forget what it was. Wasn't great hits, but I was like, oh yes, no misses. Especially considering how fast I was shooting them. I was like, I'm not sure if I got all my hits on those. I think I did. And there was a clamshell too, but that one, it was easy. It was like a 1 second from the time that you hit the steel target. You had a second before it closed. Closed.
Clamshells, to me, I just treat them like any other piece of paper out there.
Pretty much, yeah. And just as long as you shoot it, unless the way ours was set up, I wish I would have had a video of it, but it was 3 steel targets. Of course, one of the steel targets is what activates it. So that steel target is connected to a wire. It's connected to the clamshell. So the steel target falls and pulls that wire and activates it. So it was 3 steel targets, clamshell, and then an open paper target. So the fast way to do it, the aggressive way to do it, was to come into the shooting position, shoot the open paper target, shoot activator, still, and come back to the clamshell.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you 1 second to shoot the activator, 2 steel targets, and the clamshell. It was. And there was a guy shooting open who tried, because me and Charles, the other guy shoot limited, we were talking about doing it that way, and then we saw an open shooter do it before us, and he drilled the no shoot on the clamshell right in the center of the chest. And he's using a red dot. He didn't have time to shoot it.
Wow.
So I was we're not doing it that way. So instead we shot still, activator, open paper, clamshell, and leave position. But it's fun doing stuff like that. I mean, just figuring out what works and everything and how you're going to shoot it.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, especially with the swingers, you could, like what Caleb said, you could hit other targets as it swings. But then if you're on your plan and you go to the swinger and it's just disappeared,
You gotta wait.
you're waiting and it feels like you're
Almost
waiting
done.
forever.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why, if you want to, before, as you're walking around, you could activate them, or as you're doing your walk around right before the stage, you could have them activate it, and you can see how it moves.
I don't like when they do. Have you ever seen A zone only swingers? Those suck.
No, I did not, but
Those aren't fun. Like, I don't understand the point in doing those. Like, even open shooters aren't gonna hit them every time.
we had an A zone only 25-yard shot this week.
That's not. Well, yeah, that's pretty tough. Depends. Like, we had some zero stripes like that. Well, I think it was striped so that the bottom of the C zone was there
Mm-hmm.
and the head was there. But I was pretty happy about those. I shot both those. And I think I got alpha. There was two of them on one stage. I got alphas on both of them, so I was pretty happy about that. Cause like I made myself slow down enough, and it's like you see the front. All you gotta do is see like front sight on brown and make sure there's brown on each side of it, and press the trigger.
Yeah.
They were like 15 yards away. They weren't that far.
On one target, it was the bottom half was striped hard cover, and I went and I put 2 rounds about an inch on that hard cover, touching each other, and I was like, "Damn it!"
Oh, they weren't touching the brown at all.
Yeah, they're about an inch into the black, but the 2 rounds were touching each other at 25 yards, and I was just like,
So you shot really good accuracy, just
yeah,
a little
just
bit higher.
a little bit high, right? And so yeah,
I actually like shooting we call them zebra stripes, just the ones that's just the stripe in the middle. I like shooting those. Like I don't know, it actually makes me feel like it draws me more to the A zone because it kind of defines where you need to aim to. Whereas with the open target, you just see big brown blob.
Yeah, and you just have to know that, okay, I got to shoot in the middle.
This general area to get hay.
Yeah, but basically 2/3 of the way up in the middle, and that's kind of where I aim. So.
Yeah, because I was actually realized that today when I was practicing, because I've been shooting. I noticed I was shooting today. I was practicing. I was shooting a little low, or I was aiming low. I mean, it's like how I was using the front sight. It's like I need to pull my front sight up a little bit more. Because the A zone is actually higher. It's closer to the top of the target than it is lower bottom of the target. So I'll have to start aiming a little bit touch higher. I did a drill called Ben Stager calls it the accelerator. You just take 3 targets and you put one at 5, one at like 10 or whatever, one at 15, or I was doing like 5, 8, and like 20 yards. I just set them up and then I shot it. But you have them so they're like, you can see they're all in line with each other. Like you see the 5-yard target, and then right at the edge of that you can see the other target sticking out, and then the edge of that one you see the far one sticking out. So there's no space in between them when you're looking at them, but they're all different distances. And I did that, and it was pretty good drill. I'm gonna do it again next time I practice.
Yeah. So here's what we're talking about with the A zone. You have A zone right at the eyes, and then upper center mass. So what a lot of people do is they don't even look at the head and they just go center mass. Well, if you go center mass,
you're going
to be
low A.
You're going to be aiming real low A, and if you drop anything, you'll drop to the C's real quick. So a lot of people, of course, aim right above that A.
That's what I'm gonna try to start doing too. And the classic targets they're freaking tiny. The A zone's smaller on those.
Yes.
That's what the swinger we had that was A zone only was a classic target. That pissed me off. I think I got one hit. I think I shot it 4 times. I shot 1 A and like 3 hard cover.
I don't like these classic targets.
Neither do I. They're hard as crap.
Not many people do. But I heard if you go overseas, they have more of these classic targets than they do metric targets.
Oh yeah, that's all they shoot is classic. I think over in IPSC.
And then of course here's the different points
for major caliber, major power,
major and minor. Yep.
So
look at that drill I put in the intro.
Since this is the United States, why are we going with a metric target?
I know that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all. They call it metric, and they call the one they use everywhere else classic. It's like, what the heck are you doing? People just call them turtles, and head targets or turtle targets, they say, or
Yeah.
amoebas or whatever.
It's called the silhouette.
Yeah. For us, we just call them targets, and then we go classic targets, or clamshells or whatever for that.
Most people call the classic ones like turtle targets. 'Cause they look like a turtle shell kind of.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of weird names for them.
And then, of course, penalties is no shoots. That means you're hitting paper that's turned around because it's white on one side, brown on the other. And then mics are misses. And that's 10 points off.
And
then, of course, yeah. So, whenever I told earlier when I said that I put 2 rounds touching each other, but they're in the steel, that's a mic.
Yep, 2 mics.
So that's down 20 points right there.
And what sucks too is if you have like a target that's overlaid with a no shoot, and you shoot 1 round into the brown, and then you shoot a round in the no shoot, you get, say you hit an alpha, and then you miss the other one, so it'd be alpha, mic, no shoot. So you lost 20 points.
Well, no, you still have the
Well, you
1
said the
point
5.
for an A, so you're down 15 points even though
Yeah.
Now what's even worse is
Double whammy.
we had an alpha, but the right half of the alpha was covered with a no shoot,
Ugh.
and a guy hit the perforated line. So he had
So you still get your points. Still
he
get
had 2 alphas and a no shoot.
So that's not too bad. You still come out on top.
No, he still had 2 alphas and no shoot.
Oh
He
no, he's minus
zeroed it.
5 points, right?
No, it's 5 and 5 for the 2 alphas, and then minus 10 for the
10. Oh, okay, so it just
Yeah.
canceled out.
Yeah, cancel each other out. But I was like, he barely broke the perforation. Because as you can see on the very outside, how there's that additional line right here.
Mhm.
That inner, not so dark line, that is a perforation. If you hit outside the perforation, but on the perforation, right here, just catching the outside of the target, you actually count for a D. But if you don't break this perforation,
Yeah, they give you the highest scoring perforation hit, which is nice.
but and then same thing with a no shoot. If you hit that perforation, you got the no shoot. So, but procedurals, failure engaging targets or not engaging a target, that's minus 10 points.
That's like the worst thing you can do because you have an FTE, you have 2 mics.
Yep. So that's negative 30
30
points.
And some stages are only like 90 points.
Yep. Yep.
So don't forget targets. At least shoot at them.
Yeah. So, and here's your minor and major power factor.
Did you look at that drill though, Fuse?
I'm sharing my screen, so no.
Oh, okay, check it out. I really like it. Like,
oh, the build drill, yeah. I have his dry fire book.
Oh no, this is a live fire drill.
Well, yeah, but you could do. I have his dry fire book, and it has stuff that you can do live fire as well, and it has the build drill in it.
Oh, I'm not talking about build drill though. This is not what I was talking about.
Okay, well.
Where'd you get build drill from? I didn't even say that.
No, you said that you shot a build drill with a Stoger.
No.
Oh, Stoger calls a build drill. But yeah, here's power factor. You take your grain of your bullet, how fast, and divide by 1,000. So
there's no reason not to shoot 9mm, basically.
Well, no, because right here.
In minor?
Well, yes, minor, absolutely. Almost everyone shoots a 9mm in minor.
But when you get into major, it's more 40 and 45s.
Yep.
Yep.
And actually, though, in production, though, there is no major minor. It's all scored the same. So that's why my shoots 9.
Right.
Although, do they score when they score in production? I wonder how it goes in. I wonder if it goes in as minor or major. Do you know?
Minor.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter though, because everybody's shooting minor. So
Right. But for classes, I mean, but for overall, it's still minor.
yeah.
You ever seen someone shoot a Kunan on that? That'd be awesome.
A what?
A Kunan 357 1911.
Oh. No, but I have seen some 38 supers being shot.
There's a video of a guy shooting a 44 Magnum Desert Eagle in a whole USPSA match. It was pretty cool.
Holy crap.
It wasn't 50 AE, but it was still cool. It was 44 Magnum.
44's better.
This is more affordable. That way he doesn't have to worry about losing. That brass would be so expensive. Gosh.
Yeah, that's the build drill that Stoger does.
It's called the Accelerator.
Oh yeah.
It has a name. The build drill is like right below it.
Right. Okay.
Build drill is like is 6 rounds, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The accelerator. Sorry. Yeah, I've done that one.
Yeah, I really like it. Like I was freaking like it makes you like it's gonna work. Like I need to work on it because like on the last target I could not get. I don't think I got 2 A's at all the whole time I shot it.
Yeah, because you start out with that real close target and you're just wailing on it, and then the next one you have to a little bit crisper sight picture and slow down your trigger press, and on that far one you're like
pow, pow,
pow, pow.
No, not that slow. I mean it's.
Well, yeah, but I mean you're.
I did it. And I shot. Yeah, the close target was like no sight pictures, just pull and shoot the A zone. It's not hard. I had the A zone hits pretty much 95. I think I pulled 2 C's. I did the drill like 4 or 5 times, maybe more. I only pulled 2 C's on the first target. I think the whole time I did it. The second one was pretty consistent. I pulled a few C's, and then on the far one it was like Alpha Charlie, Alpha Delta, Charlie Delta, 2 Charlie. Like it's just like
progressively suckier.
Well, no, that wasn't the order it went in necessarily, but I'm just saying that's like how the hits were.
But one good thing about this is it teaches you that not only sight picture, but trigger press speed is big whenever it gets to longer shots, because you could either do it close to far or far to close, and sometimes you could even do the middle close far or middle far close. So you could really mess it up and mess with your mind and really train your mind on the different targets and what you need to do to get your A's. And one thing is you can't miss fast enough to win. So sometimes taking that extra quarter of a second to have a precise target, sight alignment, it'll help you out. So.
It's just like normal shooting, but on speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shooting that drill in like 3.2, 3.5 seconds and getting those hits. So I wasn't going slow enough to get my 2 alphas at the back though. So I guess 4 seconds probably a good run for me to get all A's. I need to work on my split. I need to work on my transitions though. Like that's the thing that for that drill, the time that you take to make a second shot on the target should be the same time it takes for you to move from one target to the next target.
Yep.
And shoot. Theoretically.
Yeah. Theoretically.
Oh.
Yeah, and people that really practice their transitions, it because they will go and it'll be like ta 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 ta, and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's what I work on a lot.
Continuous stream of brass.
Exactly.
That's what I work on a lot. Like for the longest time, I just had my 3 target stands. That's the video I put on YouTube. It was just a standard transition drill. It was just 3 targets, and there was probably about like 16 yards between the far left and far right one. And you just draw and shoot each one twice, and it works in transitions. It makes it a lot easier too, because most of the time when you get to an array of targets, they're a lot closer than that. They're usually like 3 or 4 yards apart, maybe at the most.
Yep, and there's dry fire drills to do that, and you just basically you set them up all in a row. You have 3 targets set up, and then you go in like 2 seconds or whatever time you want, or actually time that the book says, and then you just keep spreading them out. So,
Yep. That's where a lot of your time. That's where a lot of the time adds up for trigger time, anyways.
is transition.
Yeah, but then cutting down your time in general. Usually it's movement more than anything.
Mm-hmm. The sport's just freaking awesome. It's when you do it once, and no matter how you do, I've never seen a new shooter and go that finish and go, yeah, I really didn't like that.
Yeah, it's usually
until they see the ammo bill, they're like, oh god.
Yeah, that's what sucks about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to start shooting competition. I just gotta get healed up first.
But I mean, like a buddy of mine, he doesn't. He wants to shoot, and I told him, well, if you don't have all the gear, he can shoot my Smith. And I told him the first time he shoots, I'll take an extra, 300 rounds, and I don't worry about that. And also with USPSA, your very first time shooting is free.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But like, let's say you shoot in Georgia and you come up here to Arkansas. Yeah, the Arkansas one won't be free. It's already done. It's not at the mat at that local.
No, some clubs. No, some clubs, depending on what they do, some of them will let you shoot for free if it's your first time shooting at that club.
That's true. That is club specific, but
because there's one club here that does that, where like me and my friend, he shot his first match somewhere, and then we shot a second match at another local club, and that was his second match, but it was his first time shooting there, so he got to shoot free, or it was free or reduced, I think actually. Oh, it was reduced maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, but if you think this is a sport that you may get interested in, like we had 7 stages. It was 255 rounds.
Dear Lord, that's a big match.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of ours had 32. Like the last 2 stages were 32 rounds each, and we did each one of those twice.
Oh, why'd y'all shoot them twice?
We only have 4 bays.
Wait, so you shoot the same exact layout twice?
Yes. But we just now started to do that. Because before, what we would do is we'd go through all of them twice, and you'd use your first classifier, and then everything else you would just be like doubled up on the points. And so it's like, well, which one was my first one? Which one was my retry? So you said, screw it, I'm going to go to shoot classifier once, and the other 3 bays shoot twice.
That's confusing.
But it's the first time through it's stage 2, 3, 4. The next time through it's 5, 6, 7.
I don't know if I'd like that. I would just be like, I'm only going to shoot them all once. unless I just really screwed up. And I'm like, okay, I'll take my second try now.
Well, no, it's not. No, in this format, it's actually 7 different stages. You just shoot them through twice, and you just go through those stages again.
Yeah, that'd be boring though. It's the same exact layout.
Right, but
I want to shoot it the same way I shot the first time, unless I figured out something that would work better. But
and most of us did shoot the same time. But I noticed that the second time through, I didn't always do better. So
that's really odd though. I never heard anybody doing that.
But it's because there's only 4 bays. That's the reason. There's only 4 bays. So.
Tell them to build 2 more, dadgummit.
Yeah, the pistol at that range, the pistol area or the pistol club doesn't bring in near as much money as the skeet and rifle and cowboy. Well, cowboy doesn't bring in a whole bunch.
Now, is that the place where you're talking about doing the repeat stages? Is that lady that does it in her backyard, pretty much?
No.
Okay.
She usually does 4 stages and then a classifier. So she usually does 5, and every now and again she'll throw in an all steel stage if one of her other stages doesn't take up the entire bay. She'll toss something else in, but usually it's 4 full stages and then a classifier for hers.
That's not bad. That'd be nice. Usually everything here is 6 stages. 5 stages, 1 classifier. Oh, and our classifier sucked yesterday. Oh my gosh. It was one of the classifiers. I told you about it. I was talking to you. It's like one of the ones you're not gonna get a higher. You're not gonna improve your ranking on it. You're just gonna maintain.
Yeah, there are some stages, some classifiers out there that no matter how fast you shoot it, you could be God on that day and you still won't increase.
Yep.
You still won't, yeah.
And here it is. Actually, let me pull it up. Well, if I can. Stupid, when you pull them up from the USPSA website, it pulls up in a PDF. Oh, there we go, never mind, that worked. Let's see here.
You gonna try to display it?
Oh yeah, I could do that. Let me just do that.
And
Duh.
I'll go out to the one I had.
So this is one we had. It's called Hoser Heaven. Yeah, right. Yeah. It was fixed time. So 3 strings. You shoot all strings from this box 36 feet away. And it's 3 strings, like I said. First string is freestyle, which means regular shooting grip. Second string is strong hand only. Third string is weak hand only. Each string is 5 seconds, fixed time. It's only 1 round per target. But yeah, it was not good.
So it's fixed time. So let's say you only get the first 3 targets, and then time goes.
Yep.
And then, ooh.
Those are non-penalty mics though,
Okay.
so you don't have to shoot them like you.
At what point
shut
does it
that one
actually
once.
become fun?
Oh, it's
this
all
is-
fun. It's stressful.
This is not fun. This classifier is not fun. Like some of the
Neither one of
classifiers.
you are describing something as if you actually enjoy it.
Yeah, not the classifiers. I usually don't unless they're like actually make sense. Like
I would show you the video I have that I took of myself the other day, but it's came across on my computer sideways, and I don't know how to put it
Rotate
vertical.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, see, this isn't USPSA. This is something they make you shoot to get your ranking.
Right. Yeah, that's your ranking. That's okay. What classifiers are is there a set of stages out there that everyone does, and based on your percentage, what it was like. Let's say the very top guy can shoot. Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Hi.
I'm not sure what. Does he not have a microphone?
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Who was talking? Who was saying your name?
Dan.
No. Jacob typed a question in the side chat.
No, I know that was just something separate while he was talking. I have a mic. I'm just.
Oh,
listening.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's just rambling. He'll ramble forever if you don't stop him.
Shush. It is fun, but basically these classifiers, it's everyone in the country does them, and you're ranked on everyone in the country.
Well, I'll ask his question if he won't ask it for
All right,
himself.
so Foos, what components do you recommend for someone starting to load 9mm? You can't go wrong with CCI. Starting to load, just go out and get a cheap bullet. I mean, it could be the lead stuff. It could be a powder coated, whatever you want. And just go out there and find a pistol powder that says, hey, it could be shot for 9mm. If you want to go with a progressive press, try to look for the ball powder, because that meters the best. But other than that, I mean, a lot of it is experimentation.
Do you really think somebody who doesn't have someone to guide them along the process, that starting on a progressive is a great idea?
I started on a progressive, and I have no issue.
Okay.
It's pretty. It just takes a little figuring.
Depends on what type of progressive.
It's a 550B, so.
Yeah, 550.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Because the 550 you can treat like a single stage. You control like everything. The
Yeah,
rotation, the cases.
I
and
almost don't want to
Right.
call it progressive, but that's what everyone calls it.
Yeah, because it's
It's like a manual progressive. Think of it that way.
It's like an upside down turret press, pretty much.
see, I started loading on a turret press, and I just took the auto index out, so it was basically a single stage.
Dana, look at that link. That's what's fun.
The reason I mention it is because for somebody literally brand new to reloading or any process that there's multiple steps and safety is a major factor, is doing one thing at a time. A single stage, that's exactly what you're doing is one thing at a time.
Yeah, but with the 550, you can do that because you choose when you want to rotate it, and so you can do everything. And rather than invest, say, $150 in a single stage and then buy a progressive 3 months later, I'm just going to buy the 550 and then go slow, take my time, of course, and be careful. And then once I'm up to speed, then I'll be able to produce, 500, 400 rounds an hour.
Be careful about that, though, because that's what I thought. And then I got into it, and I was like, I'm depriming everything at one stage because I do it in mass, like I do 500 at a time. So I deprime everything all at once, and then I also clean the primer pocket. All right, that's 2 steps. How long do you think that takes?
I see, I don't do that on mine, which it makes the press a lot. You have to clean the press a lot. It is nicer to deprime off the press because then everything's a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
Well,
it depends on how you do it, because in all reality, I would have been served just as fine going with a single stage.
Oh, yeah. See, for me, it's like I have to have a progressive.
I understand the concern behind it.
And no reloader's bench is complete without a single stage. They are one of the most handiest things.
Oh, yeah.
So,
By the way, that Bayou Bullets link I put up in the internal, that's the cheapest bullets I can find, and they are freaking awesome.
Bayou bullets are amazing.
And they're made by Donnie Mikulik, who is Jared Mikulik's brother, and he's a good guy to deal with.
Is that what you use, Pro Steel? Is that what
Yeah, I shoot. I mean,
have you ever used the black bullets or the blue bullets?
no, I only bought them back when they were green. I just look back now, and it's like, we got them red, blue, green. I was like, whoa.
And Bayou, they do? Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know
Well,
that.
it was red, gold, and green.
They were
Well,
only black.
The black bullets are a different company.
Yeah, those are. They're
Bayou
called
bullets.
No, I'm talking about Bayou bullets. I thought they were only black now because I thought
No.
They've never
They're
been
green.
black. They've always been green.
that real dark. Really, they look black, but they're like a real dark green.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen
Bayou bullets. They get their coating from a place out in
Australian
in
company.
Australia. Yeah, they're the only ones in the U.S. that use this exact.
It is awesome. I shot 600 rounds of reloads, 230 grains. I don't remember what powder it was sitting on, but it was moving, around 890, according to the load data. And I didn't have any leading. I was thoroughly impressed. I was just like, oh, this is good stuff.
Yeah, there's what is it? There's green, orange, gold.
That's all I've ever seen.
It kind of looks black. Here, I'll share.
One thing is, like, I'm looking at bikes. I'm about to start buying projectiles, and it's only like $10 cheaper to get the lead ones.
Shit. They had a lot more colors since I last looked. I see this now.
Yeah, there's 6 colors, and I mean you could get your own. Like, if I want to start using this, I could go out and I could buy it from the.
Have you seen how to do it, though?
No, I don't.
It takes a bit of time and, like, it's kind of messy.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's cool. But I mean, 5 liters, $325 will coat, over almost 3/4 of a ton of bullets.
Yep, it costs a minimum of 1,375 pounds of bullet.
Right.
Oh, crap.
That's a lot of bullets.
That's a trough of lead.
1,300 pounds.
1,300 pounds.
That's like
1,400.
that's like a year. That's probably 2 years worth.
Yep.
For $325. I mean, that's kind of expensive, but
it's like anything you buy more, you buy in cost, you buy better value.
It's very true.
But I bet it comes in one of those giant round cans. It's like a foot wide by 2 feet tall.
It's only 5 liters. That's only a good gallon and a half.
Yeah.
So it's
Now, see, the
not.
only thing though, I think I'm just gonna go with the plated bullets, the copper plated, because they're like really not $10 more per 500. So it's like, I mean, you pay like $20 more per 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's really not that big of a difference.
I can just vouch for the quality. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that quality is excellent. I
And
know a
especially
lot
for the
of
money.
people. I know a lot of people that buy these.
I saw another company the other day I'd never heard of, another bullet that sell coated bullets like this, Falcon bullets. They call them foul coated, but they're
They're
not.
good.
But they're really expensive. I was like, dear God, I pretty much like just a little bit more. I could buy the copper, like no problem.
A full bronze bullet.
So I mean, if you want to go, a lot of people are starting to shoot this 147 grain, and for 3,000, it's $218.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn cheap.
Like I said, it's the best value I can find still.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't even know when they sell 38 Super. Like, no one shoots lead through their compensated guns, and like, it's not worth it.
Because it shaves off.
Yeah. So like, I wonder if anybody even buys those. Maybe they practice them. Who knows?
never know. Of course, 38 Super. I mean, those are, oh my God, light. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I need to scroll down.
I think he's got some 45s that are super light. I don't remember. Oh no, it's 185s. Never mind.
Let's see. Hold on.
Speaking of, I just found out for my FNX, it has a fairly strong recoil spring because I was loading 45 ACP, 185 grain XTPs on top of, I want to say 5.7 grains of auto comp, and it didn't even like push the slide back half the time. That kind of surprised me.
Did you chrono it?
I don't need to chrono it. I can tell it's not pushing the slide back.
Well, no, but I mean, just like you have to get a representation of how fast it's going.
I don't even have a chrono, dude.
Oh man, that's like one of the main tools you gotta have for reloading.
You want to
Yeah,
give
well-
me $200?
Dude, they're $100.
$100.
Where?
Everywhere.
Midway is where I got mine from.
I guess I never looked for one, so fair enough.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's $100. It is a little pricey, but it's like for what it's so nice having one. Like I didn't have one starting out either. I've only had one since Christmas 'cause that's what I got for Christmas, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting that for my next purchase on the reloading side.
Let's see, Midway.
But my 230 grain shoot totally fine out of that gun.
This is what I have, and it's $100.
That's exactly what I have too. Yes, works great.
A lot of people live and die by these crony ones,
Mm-hmm.
but
They're overpriced.
That's what my friend has, but I don't like it because it's so thin and like it's hard to. It's really everything. It's like as far as like storing it, it's really a big pain. There's a lot of parts and stuff. It's
Oh, it's just engaged steel.
yeah, and well, mine it wouldn't read, and I went to looking, and evidently they had a batch of bad sensors, so
Yeah.
I returned it to Midway and got the other one.
and the display on the other one's a lot bigger too.
Yes.
And it can hold 9 strings, and each string can have 99 rounds on it. So if you want to take a batch of 100 rounds out and go chrono with them,
Yeah, I mean you could.
that would suck.
So I mean, but
Pow!
oh, that's
Pow!
a different one.
Pow! So they chrono each one.
For I would get this one just because there's more features to it.
That's the one I have, yeah. Pro
Right.
chrono.
Well, I was looking at this other one too, and I was like, "What's the difference of $10?"
Oh, the buttons.
And I was like, "Oh, it just has. This is probably just one."
It's probably one string only at a time.
Right.
Oh, yeah, see, mine.
Ever heard of, sorry, what, Kev?
I was just gonna say mine has more than one string. So like, if you have 2 different loads you want to try out, you don't have to reset it.
Yep, and it'll give you standard deviation, high, low, average, all that stuff.
That's right. Yeah, all that stuff. Well,
So I just found out the place I worked actually sells cronies. I didn't know that.
if I get a discount, or
Well,
maybe
I never go. I've never looked at a chronograph. That's like bullets, guns, magazines.
You work at like an outdoors kind of store or something.
We've been over this, man. I work at Cabela's. Part
Oh,
time.
really? Nice.
Gunsmith as much as I can, and then Cabela's is the other side of money.
Do you get any discount there?
Up to 20. Well, Cabela's brand stuff, I want to say it's like
Yeah.
30 to 40%, something.
Oh, wow.
Like that's
That's
the
nice.
highest discount. Then everything else is various. Like, okay, so y'all know what a gun library is, right?
A gun library?
Yeah, like it's where people bring in their used guns and they sell them to Cabela's. So then Cabela's can resell them at a higher price, basically.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a gun that's been in there for 45 days, as an outfitter, you get a halfway price between what they asked and what they paid.
Wow.
Now, there's also a summit price where if it's been there for more than a year, you get it at 10% above cost, which I just did, actually, which is kind of nice.
How does stuff stay there a year? Wow. What was it?
Dude, people don't, like, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of FUDs that come into Cabela's. Like, there really are. They just look at stuff. They don't really judge it. They're just like, oh, this looks pretty nice.
So they don't look at the used guns, really?
Well, it's a mix of things. Like, sometimes there's guns that are just always on hold, and then no one will pick them up, so they're usually not out.
Mhm.
And then there's people that come in looking for an exact gun, and they have like one really similar, but they don't have the exact thing. But I was just lucky to find this 66-1. Yay.
Nice. Score.
Dude, I've never had a revolver. I'm so excited. I'm
Oh,
just
war
like,
guns are great. You can shoot all day and not use nearly half the amount of ammo as with a semi-auto.
well, and you freaking all your brass is just right in your hand.
Yeah,
That's
that
the thing.
too.
I was like, oh my god. I don't have to go looking for brass.
I know. I wish they freaking made a way for brass to be magnetic.
Oh man.
Then you could just. Well, I don't know though. Then that means somebody would clear it out though before you could get it.
Yeah.
You'd be shooting a match and you get done. Someone comes up in the next stage, pulls out a magnet.
Sky crane.
Whole ground lifts up like a 3 inches of dirt. 3 inches of dirt would be gone because it'd all be with that brass.
Yep.
Like no, that's not even a joke. Like there's no telling how much brass is in the ground at the ranges I shoot at.
Well, the range I shoot at, there's, a lot of people shoot 22s, and I bet you right as you enter those bays, I bet you there's a good inch and a half of 22 brass. I'm just stuck there.
Yep.
So,
It's like a little. It's like
I
it's like cobblestone but made out of 22s.
whenever I go for 22 cases to swage for my AR, I go there. I just take a shovel and a bucket, and I just skim it off the top and toss it in the
sift it.
bucket. Pretty much.
Oh, you guys want to see my new brass bag I got? Hang on.
Sure.
Let me
Okay, this is how you know we're geeks for this stuff. We get excited for brass bags.
Okay, no, it's not a defined.
People
It's not
don't
a.
understand.
Let me open it so I can get the full picture. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see me though, because my camera's not working.
We'll find out.
Oh no!
No, we can't.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
Check, unplug it and replug it.
That's what I had to do with
It's not a
mine.
webcam. It's a computer camera.
I
That didn't work.
was gonna say, do you know how to open the properties for the camera device?
Wait a second.
Because then it could tell you if it's running in a certain mode, and you could change that. I have no idea though.
Okay, apparently my camera's not working. I don't know what's going on.
You broke it.
Work, camera, work. And I was so happy to show off this bag, but now I can't. Stupid.
You can put it on gun channels and screen share a picture.
Caleb, do you have the Hangout toolbox?
What about it?
Go there, because there's a custom overlay, and you might have that on instead of off.
Ah, very true.
I'm a freaking idiot.
Hey!
Thank you, Jacob. I forgot about that because I haven't used it in so long. I don't know how. I've never turned that on though, so I guess it just came on by itself. This is my new brass bag.
Holy,
That's
That's a-
what's up,
big old brass bag.
dude. That's what's up.
It's a reusable shopping bag, but it has Thor on it.
That's all it needs.
And we had some other ones because I work at a grocery store, and these were literally gone like in 2 days. Like people buy them and they're gone. They're so freaking awesome.
That's
Man,
awesome.
they're all Avengers and stuff. I was like, I have to buy one of these. I was like, I don't care. It's $2. I'm like, I'm getting it.
Oh, that's worth $2.
Still got brass.
That's a good idea, though. I never thought about using like a specific bag for brass.
Yeah, well, because before I was just using this thing. Let me turn my camera back on. Just like a little colander, which I turned into powder coating thing, and it's messy now, but it still works for brass. But it's just kind of you can't fold this up and put it in your range bag.
Yeah, usually I just have deep enough pockets. Like I went.
Oh God, no! I probably pick up several thousand cases when I go. If I'm by myself and don't have to be anywhere after the match, I'll hit like 3 or 4 of the bays.
Oh, I actually can't wait till I go to Tactical Response later this month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just going to go there because, I mean, they end at 5 o'clock. I'm just going to go there and just start picking up.
Just a freaking
I'm going to be like,
backhoe, just digging up brass. Thanks, guys.
Well, I mean, it's not over in Camden, so I'm not, taking from them. So if
you can take me on
over there.
Presentation. Use.
What?
You can take me on presentation. It's like,
sorry.
I like the attention, but I'm not that egotistical.
But yeah, so I'm thinking about going there and just having a big old freaking bag. I mean, I think that'll be awesome. Do it both days. So, well, except I gotta drive back.
He's coming near you, I guess.
He's going to Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is probably about 2.5, 3 hours away.
So, are you gonna be? Is James gonna be there, or who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea. So, yeah, whenever I signed up, Reed was still there, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be awesome." But
yeah, I know he's a really cool guy. He started his own training now, Vicar something, right?
Yeah.
Something Victory Ridge.
Victory Ridge. That's
still
cool.
in Tennessee.
Valley Ridge.
Valley Ridge, yes, sorry. Still in Tennessee, on the eastern side of Tennessee, in the Appalachians. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool. That's good. I'm glad he's able to do that.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
But I never understood this little hair bun thing.
Don't you talk crap about Top Knot, man.
It reminds me of a samurai. No, I think it's kind of
That's
cool.
what it is. The Top Knot.
It's just different. It's just like, huh.
Because he's not Japanese, isn't it?
I guess so. I don't know. But it reminds me
You
that
need to watch The Last Samurai, man.
it reminds me of that show. I used to watch this show, Samurai Jack, all the time. When I was
Oh,
on Cartoon
dude.
Network. That was like my favorite show.
Oh, why'd they discontinue it?
I know. I was like, it always came on at weird times. I always had to figure out when it was coming on to watch it. I was like, why did they never
Yeah,
play
it
this
was
thing?
never
This
on the
is the best-
schedule.
Like, this is the best show ever. I'm like, why isn't it playing like all the time?
Oh, man. I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers that show.
Hey, I may be young, but I still watch the good cartoons whenever I watch cartoons. All this crap they make nowadays.
Dude,
Oh,
I remember growing up on Looney Tune and stuff, so.
that's just awesome.
Boomerang and Cartoon Network.
Boomerang isn't even Boomerang anymore. I thought
Really?
they discontinued it.
Really? Dang it. I used to watch a lot of the old cartoons on there, like Speedy, little race car. That was a good one. I like that one. There was all kinds of weird ones on there. Like they weren't even that big names. They were just smaller produced shows.
Like
I guess.
indie stuff, yep.
Yeah.
What do you guys know about the Crony shooting beta? It's the blue one. It's supposed to be any good.
That's the one I had.
Liked it.
That's the one
Other
that
than
broke.
the failure.
Yeah, that was a failure. I mean,
Okay.
Just get the
But
Pro
what-
Chrono. It's $100, and it comes.
Well, this one, I think if I get my 20% discount, then it'll be about $100.
Well, but here's the thing though. I don't think those little metal ones have somewhere for you to mount it to a tripod.
Dude,
Mine.
They do.
I make
They-
my
they
own
do.
mounts.
Okay.
they do. There's a screw in the bottom of it. But yeah, it's. I mean, you can fold them up. Yeah, it's nice, but I just have it in my original box, and I just take it with me. It's It works.
So yeah, I pulled that brass bag out. I told my friend Charles when we got to the match Saturday, I was like, I got a new brass bag, you're gonna love it. I'm like, you're not gonna get to see it till the end of the match though when I get ready to pick up brass. And he's like, oh god. I pulled it out and I was like, some people call me Thor. I'm like, but you can just call me the Hammer. He's like, I don't think I can let you ride back home with that in my car.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
That
I'm
sounds like a
glad you
plan.
said something about that because I would have just taken my normal range bag and the little brass bag that comes in it. I would have had that.
What's great about that thing is, what's great about it is I can literally like just fold that up and put it in a pocket in my bag. And you can
Now-
wash those in a washing machine, I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
So I'm probably not going to anyways. Just gonna dump it out,
Yeah.
the dirt out of it, and fold it back up.
Take a garden hose to it, you're good.
I mean, it's Thor.
For real.
Yeah, they usually last pretty long actually. I mean, I get like wrinkly looking after a while from getting folded up, but
That's one of those funny, like it feels like a pseudo paper, right?
I don't know. Like you
That's
talking about
what I'm
the
thinking.
actual
we got
image?
them.
You're talking about the image? Or you're talking about the? Yeah, it's like
No, it feels like a funny, like textile paper, right?
like a cloth.
Yep. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like
ones
those.
last forever.
Yeah, those reusable shopping bags.
Yeah.
Which I have one in my trunk, and I'll just keep it there. For
I hate bagging with these things though. Like putting
dude,
groceries in them.
so nice.
Oh, I love it
Well,
because
no, they're great because they fill a lot of groceries, but they're so freaking hard to hold open when you're putting the groceries in them.
that is
You ever
true.
worn sleeves trying to do a normal bag? Sucks.
Okay, it's 100% polypropylene.
What? This chat is turning into a grocery bag chat. Something's wrong.
I'm gonna look up this propylene and see what it is.
There's still 20 people watching, so
What is the quality of my brass range bag I paid $2 for? It's important. I must know.
Thor must tell the answer.
Poly. I spelled that wrong.
Polypropylene? That's strong stuff.
Probably you can buy it in socks.
Yep.
Polypropylene socks. A thermoplastic polymer used in a wide variety of applications, including labeling, textiles, stationery, plastic parts, and reusable containers of various types, i.e., my brass bag.
Just say IE brass bag.
Yeah. And they use it in automotive industry. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. Degradation. This one I need to read about. Chain degradation from exposure to heat and UV radiation.
Don't get too close to the sun.
just keep it in your car or something. Well, no, exposure to heat. Never mind.
All you gotta do is store it under the seat, and you're usually pretty good.
Well, mine's sitting in the trunk of my car.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or in the trunk under something.
Well, it stays in my range bag. So like, usually before I leave that little basket I was using, I would leave it in my car, and then go back to my car and then go pick up brass. But now on the last stage, as soon as we're done tearing down, I just pull this bag out and go to work.
You guys do the cleanup. I got this brass.
That's kind of what I did yesterday. Actually, 'cause we ended on a stage that only had like 5 target stands and 1 still target. It was like a speed stage, a burner stage, and I was like, okay, yep. It's like, and it was 14 people per squad that day, so there was plenty enough people to break down. And I was like, I'm getting brass.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of the there was
Guys, I'm getting brass.
there was some you know how I said earlier, like, well, pretty much there's like a running joke between me and Charles, the guy I shoot with, about limited 10 shooters, about how they're just like special people. Like, they get the parking spots. And so there's a couple of those guys there, and they've been picking up brass the whole freaking day, getting in our way while we were shooting.
I hate that.
And it's like, now the match is over, you can pick up brass. But one of them even said, one of the other guys started picking up brass, and he's like, no, you go ahead, man, I've been picking it up all day. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, we know.
Mm-hmm.
My brass.
Because usually if they're worried about picking up their brass, they're not worried about resetting the stage, pasting, anything.
Yeah, or not being downrange when someone's about to shoot, like happened 2 weeks ago, or whatever
Right.
it was. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're not in the game.
Right. And,
Like,
and this week our the group I was on was the bottleneck. So the other ones did pick up, but they were waiting. If they didn't pick up brass, they'd be going and waiting for us. So they went ahead and did that. But after the teardown, they didn't pick up brass.
That's
They
sweet.
pick it up. So I mean, that's one thing with the club I go to. We all know each other. There's usually about 20, 25 people there. So we always, like, I'll pick up my allotment that I shoot, and then they'll leave the rest.
That's pretty cool.
Heck, I don't do that. I just pick up. I mean, at the end of the match, I consider free reign. Cause like at the end of the match, like usually half people are gone anyways.
The fastest
Yeah.
gets the most.
Like for instance, I still have brass tumbling out in the garage naked. I picked up a bunch just at the end. I just picked up a bunch of brass, and another buddy of mine was shooting 40, and I was like, well, I'll just give you a couple handfuls of 40 brass on Tuesday when he gets to work. So
Hey, send me some 40.
so
Fill me up a large flat rate box and ship that puppy out.
I'll just fill up a 28-foot trailer for you.
Oh
Holy
gosh.
crap. You imagine how much, oh my god. Just the noise
just-
of that thing shimmying down the highway.
That's the music to my ears right there.
And then you open it and you get killed
like
by
a fountain
brass.
of gold.
I can just imagine that. I'll set up a video camera, like, this is my brass balloon from Fused. I appreciate it, man. Like, open the door, like, knock stuff off
People
my feet, and I
die
get
from
covered in it.
And then there's a news article in Georgia. Kid
Yeah.
killed by brass.
Young boy suffocated. Young college kid suffocated from brass pile.
Can't breathe through these 40s.
So much lead dust. It's so good. Overdose.
I always wondered how, like, if you filled up one of those semi-trailers full of brass, what would happen if that trailer just like flipped over and the doors came open?
You would see me. You would see me pulled over on the interstate
I got this.
with a shovel.
Dibs. Was it claimed? That's what it would be.
Like, I'll help clean up, no problem.
Caleb would be going to the closest car dealership and renting a truck.
Like, I want to take this new
Go buy
F-350
2.5.
out.
Hey guys, I got this.
I'm gonna take stuff for a test drive. I'll be back in like 30 minutes.
Go to U-Haul, rent something for
Bam.
$19. And start shoveling it in.
I got this. Just
I've
put
seen it.
everything in the back of my van.
I've seen a chicken truck overturned before, and there were chickens everywhere. It was pretty
Cattle
funny.
trucks and all that are actually terrifying.
It was pretty hilarious once we found out. Everybody was okay. It was like, this is pretty funny because there was like just all these chickens like everywhere on the road. Some of them were dead. Most of them on the side of the road were dead. But there was like had to be at least like 100 chickens, 200 chickens that were still alive running around.
Yeah, I just hope you don't ever see an overturned cattle truck, because I saw that and that was pretty brutal.
What, like as far as the cows?
Cattle kind of all die, you know.
Oh, yeah. Because of
Yeah,
what?
it's brutal.
Impact. How many were in there?
Try a whole trailer.
Like a semi-length whole trailer?
It's a cattle. Look up a cattle trailer. They're long.
Like one you
53 foot. Or 53 footer.
I've seen one before because I lived in Georgia, but
See, I never remember the length of them. I was just like,
Okay,
I
look,
unloaded them at
this is-
Walmart and it took way too damn
funny.
long.
I type in cattle trailer. First thing I type in Google, and then the recommendation. The first one I see is cattle trailers for sale in Georgia.
If you're calling,
Oh, yeah,
You're
the big
shoot.
steel ones that have like two. Yeah,
Two
they're,
layers. Two levels.
they're goose neck.
Yeah. Oh no, I think he's talking about semis. You're talking about the gooseneck to take. Okay. Yeah,
no, I'm talking
those
about
are two
semis.
different. Right. So they're even long. The semi ones are even longer.
Oh dang! Now I see the semi one. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're 53 footers because that's the longest that The U.S.
IIHS, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes, it was.
And there's
There was a nasty smell.
there's 2 levels of it as well. Because as you go in, one level will go down, and then another level will go up. So there's 2 layers of cattle.
Right. I mean, if you're out there when it happens, go out there with your steak knife and go get you some free porterhouses.
You just take some of this here raw cattle, ain't been processed.
What do you mean processed? No different than the way it is when you buy it. What do you think they do?
Oh.
They do a lot of preservatives and.
Oh man.
Like that stuff's actually good for you.
Go get some cattle from a market, and then go buy some from your local rancher. You'll taste the difference.
Yes, you will.
Well, exactly. Then you got fresh beef right there on the side of the road.
Quick, shove 2 of these in the trunk.
Along with the brass.
Yeah, not a good combination.
Cattle mixed with brass.
I don't want lead poisoning in my cow meat.
Oh, that's the best though.
This adds the spice, a little extra flavor.
It's just seasoning.
Just seasoning.
So this chat got derailed.
Yep.
If it was ever on topic.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had a topic, did it? I didn't even scroll up to see what the topic was. What was it?
There is none.
Oh, okay. I never even refreshed the lobby chat. I hate guns after chat from earlier.
That was amazing.
What did you do?
Was moving my Smith to go behind the keyboard just to prop it up to look at, and it hit F5 on the way there.
I'll refresh.
I was like, what the hell? What'd I do? Smith & Wesson, you conniver. I'm so excited to shoot this thing.
Which Smith?
66-1.
Oh, yeah.
And I polished it up. Not like, I don't know what it is about me, but I hate mirror finish. It's like way too white trash ghetto looking. Like it's too blinging.
Like the matte.
I want the right amount of shine to it. All I did is flitz it for about 3 hours, and it came out exactly how I wanted.
What length barrel is it?
4-inch.
And it's 357?
Yep, 357 Magnum.
Nice.
And it's a -1, but I don't see it's a -1, but it doesn't have the pin barrel. But it does have the recessed cylinder and the mark on the frame. So I don't know what the hell it is, really. Like, it could be an interim model. Where
So
it was just
is it
between.
like this one? Except this one I think has a pin barrel. Is it
Oh,
Holy, what the heck?
It's a picture.
Oh.
Yes. Mine's got these really funny grips I've never seen. See, I want those grips. I'm going to buy some of them.
What?
Yeah, mine has the Smith mark on the left side of the frame, though, not the right.
But that one has a pin barrel, doesn't it?
Yes, correct.
Like a little pin there.
When I'm looking at this, there's not even a hint that it was there or ground down or nothing. It looks like it is just threaded in.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I really like it, though. I bought it because I was like, I'll never see this again. Mine.
And you got a really good deal for it because it was.
I was like, I know this is rent money, but
You guys are gonna like this.
What does it mean when they say recessed cylinder? What does that mean?
Type it in. Smith & Wesson recessed cylinder.
Recessed cylinder.
It's basically, so it's not flat. It's just got 6, like the cylinder.
Oh yeah.
Allows
Okay.
the cartridges to
Yeah.
sit with.
That's what I was thinking it was, but I wasn't sure.
It's a weaker, like it's not as strong, but it's just, I don't know. It's old school.
They're all recessed, aren't they?
No.
I mean, they all are now, right?
No. There's
Okay.
like no recessed cylinders because it's a weaker thing.
Oh, so it's talking about the whole actual, not just the part, not the circle where the chamber is. The whole area is recessed.
Yes.
I think
It
that's the way.
basically looks like a giant, like, end mill took 6 plunge cuts, basically.
Yeah.
Caleb, look at my picture.
Well, actually, that's what it
Screen
did. So I hope that's what it looks like.
What picture of me? Hang on.
My screen share.
The Marine Corps.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's funny.
That came along my
Oh, dude,
my Facebook, and I was like, oh, I gotta share this.
that's awesome. A live round is the golden egg.
That's all that comment.
Join the Marine Corps, they said. It'll be fun, they said. You guys ever seen, hold on, I'll find it.
I'm gonna have to shut this down in a few minutes. I gotta go to sleep for work in the morning.
Fair enough. Thanks for hosting.
That's not a problem. I was kind of waiting for a chat to start, and people
Oh,
are
I
like,
didn't know.
"Hey,
I was kind of busy.
that's not a problem." Just I have no problem hosting chats as long as people come to them, because I got on a chat and everyone's like, "Oh, we need a chat tonight," so I started one up, and then
No one joined.
two people joined, and then they both dropped, and I was like,
That was because you did it the night when there was the meeting going on, so everybody, like a lot of people who were usually panelists were in there.
"Okay."
So
Well, I didn't know about the meeting, so thanks, Caleb.
you're welcome. It was your viewers who let you down there. Your viewers who be like, step up and join for the first time.
Yeah, it's not hard. Just
Of course, some people don't want to, you know.
I
It's
mean,
understandable.
I understand that, but heck, if you don't want to be seen or anything, just put up a picture. I mean,
Well, I didn't even have a
turn
webcam.
your- yeah, exactly. You don't have webcam. It's just the straight image on your Google Plus, and then there you go.
Yeah, I don't care. People
That-
can see my ugly face.
That picture, I can never remember what the hell it's called. That is the best picture I've ever
Right.
seen. And like, there's a meme that goes with it, and it's Putin sitting in a chair, and he's like, "Surrender now, or I'll send Ivan." And then the bottom half is that guy.
Yeah. I've also seen like
Stupid
it's
face.
like I don't reload. I just grab another gun.
What are those RPKs? All of them? Or
No,
is it-
hell no.
There's an AK,
PKMs.
RPK. I mean,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Eastern Bloc
PKM.
weapon.
Yeah, there's several AKs sitting there.
Is he carrying? Oh, some of them are just leaning against them, I guess. He's not
He-
all of them.
That's so much weight, though. Holy.
No, those on the bottom are
Yeah.
upside down. The bayonets are pointed
Bayonets.
down. So he's carrying all of them.
Oh, okay.
They're all loaded magazines embedded.
Oh, and
just love the
some of them
freaking
are
RPK across the back.
yeah. Some of them are 74, so it's at least a little bit like.
He's-
Actually, all of them look like 74s.
He's probably carrying. He's probably carrying like his whole squad's weapon, rifles or something. That's why he's got. That's why he's got two of the what are those?
Okay.
PKMs or
Yeah, PKM, not RPK. Yep.
yeah, I got it backwards. The two. He got
Yeah, I
two.
always do that.
He got two of the PKMs, so that's like the two machine
Those
gunners. And
things
the
are
rest are all infantry.
He must have been last in the company 5K.
Yeah, something like that.
No, man, he led the way.
It's like, all right, now you got to load all our weapons onto the plane or whatever.
That's how the Russians do it. They still do it old school, where one guy carries everything.
Well, whatever
They have the
bet
ammo
he,
carrier with like 50 belts.
whatever bet he took, he definitely lost.
Or one, considering that.
Either one, yeah. If you got to keep all of them.
He's got all his guys' guns.
That's true. I'm trying to figure out what plane that is in the background. That tail.
no.
Oh well. But yeah, that's always a classic.
The look on that guy's face is priceless. Duh.
I wish I would have started shooting when I was a junior. I could have won. I could have shot in junior class and started winning that. Or category. They call them categories in USPSA.
Is that just an age limit thing?
Yeah. So that girl who shoots the minor and shoots like all ace, and she's like 17 or whatever, 16, and she kicks everyone's butt. She's been shooting for like 4 years.
Wow.
3 or 4 years. It's like, dang, no wonder she's so good.
There's some people, yeah, if you get them young enough, they are awesome. They just.
I'm kind of getting that. I mean, I hope I can hopefully hop on that. I'm still pretty young, so.
Mhm.
That's why there's a kid my age. He's literally, I think he might be a year younger, I don't know. I shot with him a couple times, and he's a master class limited shooter. And I mean, he's not, I mean, I guess he's been shooting for several years, I don't know. It just takes time and dedication. It's not like, so you can make master class in a year if you shoot enough.
Well, you could even do it if you dry fire enough.
Yeah, that's true. But
Because according to Ben Steger, however you want to say it, he's like, whatever you are now, within a year you could be a GM.
mhm.
Just because of, sitting there dry firing. Stop that.
So boring though. Shooting.
I think I almost found my exact gun other than the grips. I want to show this now.
It'd be so boring doing dry fire all the time. Though. That's the only thing. It's so hard to undo it.
Here we go.
That is nice.
Now you can find the link in there.
Which one?
It's almost the exact like
Hogue?
the grips I have don't have any markings. There's no marks other than on the bottom.
Packmeyer?
Yeah, they're called the gripper.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if these are really old or rare, but there's no mark on them at all. Like, it doesn't say Packmeyer other than the bottom.
Is that your
Which I
gun
like.
right there, or is that just someone?
No, mine's quite a bit shinier.
Okay.
And I can't freaking upload to gun channels because internet hates me.
Oh, well. Hates
Freaking
us all.
internet hate, man.
They slowed
Yeah,
our...
you don't live in the backwoods with like,
Hey,
1
hey,
megabyte upload speed.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Or download, no, that's download speed.
I do live kind of in the country,
No,
but
that's uploads from your computer to the internet.
Yeah, my upload's like 1/4 of a meg.
so I found the best thing to put live loaded rounds in, like those protein powder containers, are great for storing ammo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, are you gonna say a chamber? Because that works really well.
A chamber of a gun, yeah.
I still like my my dog food dish.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I just cut a hole in the top, put it in the top, and just because I mean that's one bad thing about having all of your bullets in a box. Whenever you start getting to the bottom of the box, you're reaching into the freaking box, and it's just annoying. And this one, no matter how many you're loading, it's just always right in that same spot.
Oh sweet! Concealed Carry made Concealed Carry Nation. He's on Instagram. He made a postal shoot. You guys see it?
Yes.
He posted the link in the external. I'll post it inside here if you guys haven't seen it.
I haven't even had the external open. It's my bad.
We'll check this out. It's pretty neat. I like it. It's only like 1.5 inches wide or something.
Yes.
I guess it's 8 points, 10 points, 8 points. Let's see. 5 yards. Draw from holster or low ready and fire one shot with no more than 1 second of sights on target.
Oh,
Nice.
that's kind of cool. I like that.
Oh, so it's just draw and fire within a second. Okay. You do 10.
Not all ranges are lost for drawing and firing.
Which is true.
I know, and I shoot in the woods. I never go to a range.
I've never been to a range to shoot like on my own.
Exactly. But we're lucky we have that like capacity.
Exactly. I had never been to a public firearm range, or not even public. I'd never been to a firearm range in general until I started shooting USPSA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to ranges that don't allow you to holster. Or that don't allow you to draw from holster. Take a picture of target.
Do you guys look at that picture I posted? That last one.
When you said brutal, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Whoa, how'd that even happen?
Good guy with a gun reloaded that.
I honestly,
Cylinder lockup, I guess.
no, that's the crane. The crane. It was something with the crane. It had to be.
Double charge.
That's fixable.
Actually, it is.
Yeah, you can change that part right there. That
No, the whole everything's bent. You just
No, it looks like a freaking C on top of that cylinder.
yeah, it's warped. It
oh
works.
wait, never mind. The frame is bad. Never mind. I see
Yeah.
that.
You can fix it, but there's no purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a new frame.
Times the money.
Yeah.
Barrel's still good, I guess. Maybe.
No,
Why? Not the barrel.
it's pinned. You can't, if you unpin a barrel, it's not fit to the frame then.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the way they did it was they put the barrel in the frame and then drilled right through it and just drove a pin through. So it's fit to that specific frame.
Right.
And if you drill it again, then you're losing rigidity of the barrel. Unless you drill the exact spot, which is pretty hard to do.
Hmm.
Unless they're using a jig, which that would work.
So taking
Which
a
I'm sure
revolver is pretty hard without a jig. I've seen it done on some videos, restoration videos, and it's
So what's better, a pinned or a threaded barrel?
and
It depends.
although
In theory, pinned is stronger, but if something goes wrong, you're kind of screwed.
well, they're threaded, dude. Either way, they're just pinned as to lock them into place. All barrels are threaded on revolvers, but they do have the pin as to lock in the accuracy, versus the newer ones where they don't do anymore.
Okay. See, I'm still learning about revolvers. Like, the
Well,
only thing I ever really learned when I was going was like, Smith & Wessons are the best, and then here's why, and I was just like, oh, fair enough.
I'm not an expert, but I mean the pin barrels. That's what they did is they got it in, they locked it in, and on top of obviously
Okay.
locking it down, they would pin them down, and also the cylinders were recessed, and that's something they don't do anymore either. They don't recess the cylinders.
Yeah, because when I put some bullets in mine and I tilted back, it all, like, the rounds just went backwards. I was like, what the hell?
And the old, up to the
Recess.
80s, late 80s, I think that's when they stopped doing that. The pinned barrels and recessed cylinders.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I got a 66-1. This doesn't have a pin barrel, but it has a recessed cylinder, and the frame says 66-1, and it has not been tampered with. So I don't even know. Like, it could be an inner rim model.
Mine's a 19-3.
Call Smith and give him your serial number.
I'm
They'll
probably
tell you
just
when
going
it's
to buy
made.
that book. There's a book that can tell you when it was made.
Probably could find it online, maybe.
No, I know where that book is. It's just like $30.
No, I'm saying you could find the information online itself, like the serial
Oh
number.
yeah,
of
the high
date.
road. There's guys on there that'll tell you, like, just tell me the serial number.
Yeah.
But
But I
like
might as well have that book.
Iggy got that Performance Center 44 Magnum that, at least his opinion, the barrel didn't match up right with the receiver. And he did as much as he could to it, but he had to have them, and he sent it back to them to have it properly fitted. And especially the Performance Center, that's a custom gun.
Yep.
And you would think you get, top shelf as far as quality control.
Well, there's new guys coming into that business every day. That's all I can say. Not every day, but new guys start somewhere.
But there are a lot of people saying that they're looking for Smith & Wessons. They're trying to hound old pin and recessed pin barrels and recessed chambers. And recessed cylinders.
What does this recessing even do? Just
And
makes
that's
it look good, and that's it?
flush into the cylinder, so there's no movement. It's a cost method that they use because obviously doing it costs more money to do it to do this, and that's what after that they just stopped doing it. And
So it was only a cost thing, because from what I understand, and by like laws of physics, there's more metal in front of them bullets if anything goes wrong with a new cylinder. So the new ones are supposedly stronger.
I don't have the information to make an opinion realistically. I just what I've understood is that people prefer the older Smiths. Like the one I got was built like in '72 or '71.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't stand the lock. And I can take it out and I could weld it up, but then I'm doing stuff to the frame that I don't want to do. And it won't be a real no lock. Like if someone traces serial number back, they'll be like, oh, this gun's messed with.
What do you mean the lock, internal lock to lock the gun or something?
I freaking hate them. They just perturb me. They're like a slap in the face.
I think I only have one on one of my guns. Is my Ruger 2245. I don't think my single 6 revolver has it. I don't know.
Yeah,
How do they work on the revolver? Are they in the hammer?
No, it's on the frame. It just rotates and locks.
Oh.
From what I understand.
Huh.
Yeah, I made sure when I bought my 442 that it didn't have a lock. I just can't stand the way they look. I don't think there's a point in having them at all.
It's a lawyer lock.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was I was talking to. It was either Edge or Chris. They said why they did it was to keep those guns off the list for California. Like they could actually keep importing them because they had a lock.
It wasn't me.
Okay, then that was Chris. That surprised me because I had no idea.
Well, maybe they shouldn't sell to those states at all, and then people would change their laws or move.
There's a lot of companies that won't. I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, California and New York. We don't so far. So.
I wouldn't do it either. I was like, I'm sorry for people living there, but I'm not going to support the draconian.
They chose the weather over freedom.
Yeah, like I said, I like watching the cold ass weather, and now
Dude.
Northeast, but I like watching from Texas.
Come up here, man. We'll toughen you up.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I like the cold, but I like it, 30s.
That's not cold. Get out of here.
See, when it drops like -5 and so on, I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, when it gets to 30, we all have shorts on up here usually.
I used to when I was a kid. Shit, and when I lived in Laredo, it was like 63. People were pulling out the frickin' North Face jackets and shit. And I'm like, okay, it's not even 40 yet,
That's funny.
Yeah, and then and plus when the weather when it gets worse is when it's rainy. It's raining and it's cold. You get a wind factor too.
Gets nasty damp. Dampness is what sucks.
So everywhere you go, you're getting hit with wet, fucking cold weather, and a good wind chill. That's why I love my phone. I plan my day out. So it's like it's like 42 degrees, feels like 35.
How bad will today suck?
Yeah. But that's an old saying in Texas. You don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. It'll change.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I've seen some pretty days. Today's a pretty day. They predicted this weekend to be rainy and wet and cold. It was cold and windy yesterday, but today is beautiful. But I've seen some days where it is like that, and then like 15 minutes later, you go from like 73 degrees, nice day, a little sunny, to like windstorms coming in and a cold front coming in. It's blazing. It drops like 43.
Yeah. Wednesday here in Arkansas, whenever I drove into work at 6:30, it was 70 degrees. Whenever I left work at 4, it was in the 40s.
Yeah, it's kind of been like that up here too. Now that you mention it.
In Wisconsin?
Minnesota.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, dude, I wish it was Wisconsin. God.
Oh, jeez.
Don't you start that.
Don't you know?
But guys, I'm gonna have to cut this out. I really need to go to bed.
All right, thanks for hosting, man.
Not a problem. Catch you guys later.
Post with the most.
Yeah, that's not me.
I'm all head out.